balls, and not surprisingly, as you picked for Geelong Insurance Brokers, it is Burke going to De Grande. Connors, the 225s on Mullen. Gee, there's mouth-watering matchups everywhere.
Garinos and Muir out in the wing.
Absolutely. First quarter, thanks to Geelong Bank. We're underway. Joey's and Mary's Sunday special. Here's Jason Doherty.
Yes, and through the middle, Jack Blood for St Mary's gets the first possession as well. Back to Christensen, who did the ruck. Garner pushed it in the ground by Mullen. The umpire says it was holding the ball, so Jack Mullen's going to take the first kick, and coming off half forward was a great tackle, and that came from Chalcraft. In fact, it was Copley who came off half forward for St Mary's and put on a great tackle. Gives it away to Travellini by hand, and then he goes by foot to Blood. He's about 55 out, tries to squeeze the ball towards Johnston in the forward pocket for St Mary's. Deep forward, northern end of the ground, and umpire Ganacci will come in and ball it up about 40 out from the St Mary's goal.
Keep it on those Wombat Gully Plant Farm matchups. From the ball up, Sharp won the tap down. Quick kick out of the pack from Hillier from Collie Amberley. And his kick, though, marked in the left back pocket. Some long sleeves out there for St Joseph's this afternoon. The clearing kick towards half-back's not a great one. Straight onto the chest of Garner. Garner will send it back from whence it came. Spoiling and nearly claiming the mark was Sprague against Clark. He wasn't paid the mark. Now Dowling trying to fend off but going nowhere. And we will get a ball up. So Felix Henderson's in the long sleeves. Is Tanner Owen also in a long sleeve, I think?
Well, it's Angus Humphrey too.
Actually, yeah. So he's always in a long sleeve, Angus. Ball out of bounds. It's Angus Humphrey down there with Felix Henderson. Ball out of bounds. Boundary thrown right forward pocket. Opening quarter's gone. 1:40 on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. No score. St Joey's and St Mary's on a Sunday afternoon on KROC 955 and KROCfootball.live. Hope you're enjoying the call.
So Sharp has worked his way back down there for St Joseph's, defensively against Hillier, who's up forward for St Mary's. Through the middle, Copley couldn't take it for St Mary's. Ball spills free. Garner got one high too. The tackle, the umpire said play on. Across the face of goal. Handball was straight out. Dowling put the tackle on. And the handball from Joel O'Dwyer was straight over the boundary line. The umpire said it was all okay, and we're going to have a boundary throwing now in the left forward pocket for the visitors.
Joel O'Dwyer's got the match up on Dowling, and Hovey's got Sprague.
So Hillier gets it down from the ruck contest. Mitchell runs across the ground. The two number 17s fight for it. Mitchell and also Johnston, they go over the boundary line. Moved it around a bit further towards half forward now for St Mary's in front of the Alan Russell Pavilion. We're going to have another boundary throw in.
Ball back into play. Tap down Sharp, rolling ball back towards the boundary line. Muir's wrapped up by Harry McMahon, was taken high according to umpire Ganaccia. And there'll be a free kick in the right back pocket in front of the Alan Russell Pavilion. The on-ballers will be in full voice, I suspect, this afternoon. Muir in that familiar left boot will go to the top of his defensive goal square to Harry Smith, son of Diesel. One of the greats of St Joseph's. Sends it very, very wide, but not a great kick. Wanted Hovey out there, but Mark picked off by Ling. He goes short to Travellini, just outside 50. Sends a kick inside 50. Dowling on a lead. Has marked 30 metres out, just right of centre, and we'll go back and have a shot on goal, Kirsch.
Yeah, and Joel O'Dwyer just got lost in transition there and had to take another key forward. So Dowling got off the chain a little bit there and just led into some space. Just a little lapse of concentration at times. Players like Dowling, they're going to hurt you every time. So we'll see how he kicks early. We know what his confidence is like. When he's up, but can miss a few early.
Dowling has sprayed that out to the left and has just snuck it in for a behind. So the first score of the afternoon belongs to the 23 from St Mary's. One behind on the KROC Geelong Bank scoreboard. Geelong Bank's 1-2 home line, 1% less for 2 years. St Joseph yet to score.
Quick kick into the back pocket. O'Dwyer's taken it for St Joseph's. Along the line, looks for De Grande. Shorter is Hickey. James Hickey gets it out. And they go now along the line towards half forward. Coming across Morrison, got a hand to it. Off his hands in the end. Was it out of bounds on the full? Umpire said it was. And it will be a free kick. Scott Selwood will take it at left half back for St Mary's. He goes along with the kick. Big pack there at half forward. Oh, lots of players rising for the mark. Off the ground by Humphrey, out of bounds. And the umpire said that's okay. It'll be another boundary throw in centre wing on the western side of Drew Oval. And if you're at the ground, it is one behind St Mary's. St Joey's yet to score. A scoreboard not updated here at Drew Oval just yet.
Shallow throw in. Christensen doing the ruck work. Got a handball on the up after doing his own roving. Little kick around the corner from Cade Chalcraft. It's inside forward 50. Harry McMahon, a handball release. It went to Bond. It's going to be a free kick coming back to Antonac for St Joseph's. He's got it inside defensive 50 to centre half back while way to kick onto the chest of Cal Mitchell. Mitchell will look to head towards the outer side of the ground. Sees a one-on-one matchup. Over the back is Henderson rolling, balling, tried to knock it away from him. He'll track it towards the boundary line. Ling did really well, took the footy and then decamped the scene and went short with a kick to Maishman at half back.
Maishman off a step towards half forward. Needs Dowling to come forward. He couldn't take the mark. In fact, it was Sprague who was there first. He couldn't take the mark. Still through the middle, sharp for St Joey's. He loses it. Maishman again. He breaks free. Right foot kick inside 50. Bond from behind over the shoulder. Umpire said play on. Bond goes close to the boundary line. Tried to get it on the up. And then coming at it was Bartolo for St Mary's. And the umpire has said he's held on to it. So St Joey's going to take the free kick and they're going to switch the ball quickly. Want to switch it back to the goal square and move it on the outer side. And the kick towards Harry Smith and the boundary line. The boundary line's going to win that easily. It was nowhere near Harry Smith. And they've moved it across in front of the Alan Russell Pavilion again, but we're going to have a boundary throw in at left half forward for St Mary's. We have played Port Phillip Ferry's time clock 6 minutes in this first term.
Port Phillip Ferries, there's no better way to travel to the footy. Check out timetables and prices, portphillipferries.com.au. Tapped down by Hillier to the front of the pack for St Mary's. A rolling ball inside 50. Bartolo went to lay a tackle. Any relation to the Cryo Bartolos?
Don't know.
We'll have to find out. I'm not sure whether he's Johnny's boy or not. Here is a chance for Humphrey to clear a high kick straight up the shot tower. That goes from Humphrey. Went through the waiting hands there of Burke. There's going to be a free kick for a push going which way? Might be going to St Mary's. Travellini takes the advantage. The kick had too much pepper on it. Bounced off the chest of Hillier. He had time to recover though for St Mary's and kick wide. And Dowling has marked again, providing an option early. He will quickly swing onto his left boot from just outside 50. Sends it on its way. Good purchase. Great goal. Paddy Dowling at his best right there for St Mary's. Kicks an early contender for the Lammy's Tavern goal of the afternoon. Lammy's Tavern open Friday to Sunday from 9 p.m. with happy hour and free entry before 10. And he'd be pretty happy with that, Paddy Dowling, as he kicks his 26th of the season. He went goalless against Joey's back in round one, Kirsch.
Did trying conditions for a power. Although Dobson kicked 5, didn't he? So, but that's that Dowling. He's at his best when he just gets the ball and plays footy and doesn't have to think about his goal kicking. Yeah, that's him at his best, and he's such a dynamic player. And I wouldn't be surprised if they'll make a little bit of a change here and put someone maybe a bit more mobile on him.
Sharp.
Riley Hall among the water carriers today as well, throwing another big name for St Mary's.
Garner in the middle. Sharp got the tap down for St Joey's, but Garner was wrapped up straight away for St Mary's, so umpire Ganacci will ball it up again in the middle of Drew Oval.
Clark's now gone to Dowling, made a bit of a change.
Sharp got it down. Hickey's kick was partly smothered. Jack Blood right through the middle, and he runs away, goes to the pocket again with the kick. He was looking for Hillier, but good mark at the back, and they just settle the play down. Hovey gets it across the ground again, and they move it towards Chaplin in the back pocket. He squeezes the ball to Felix Henderson, who takes it and plays on at half back. And he goes short, and he turns the ball straight over to Paddy Dowling, who was just standing there waiting for it. He goes long with the kick, and he's nearly got it through. It was touched on the line by Joel O'Dwyer and through for one behind. So it's Paddy Dowling 1-2-8, and Joey's yet to score at the moment. Geelong Bank K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
Al Hickey into the right back pocket to Tanner Owen, who marks in front of the Alan Russell Pavilion. Sends a kick towards half back. Dylan Sharp, his target. Burke there, or rather Christensen for St Mary's. Got a hand on it, Sharp, but only knocked it to ground. Here's a chance to clear. Harry Ling fires a handball to his, skipper Blood, although Augurinos took the toss. He gave a handball to Chalcraft. Finds a leading target in Hillier, who comes up and presents in front of Hovey for St Mary's and marks. Luke Hillier from Colliamberley in the Farrer League in the Riverina region of New South Wales. I think they're the Blues. Colliamberley. Somebody will correct me on the KFC Twitter, no
we'll
doubt.
take your word for it, Kiggy. Not familiar with the Farrell League.
From just outside 50, has pushed that to the right and through for a behind. So missing some opportunities. Maybe slightly into the breeze, Birchie, for South Point Garden Supplies heading to that cemetery end.
Yeah, they are slightly into the breeze there, Kingy. That's correct.
So Al Hickey kicks it in to the back pocket. And St Joey's just slow movement of the ball now. They go long. Mitchell goes towards half back, off hands, the back of the pack. Connors, Mullen, 225s go at it. Connors on hands and knees. The umpire will come in and ball it up on centre wing on the outer side.
So they've gone to Paddy DeGrande the last 3 times, exiting their back half, and Burke's obviously one-on-one with him, but the other defenders are peeling off their opponent and helping Sam Burke defend.
From the boundary throw-in, the ball will go to the front of the pack where Blood fights for it. Dowling, or is it Chalcraft? Chalcraft there as well. Okay, Chalcraft, 3 games this year for the Cats at VFL level. Geelong have just bounced at Cardinia Park against the Bombers in VFL action, trying to stay in touch with the wild card positions. From the boundary throw-in, it's a shallow throw-in. It was grabbed by Christensen out of the ruck. He got a handball away that fell to Chalcraft. St Mary's will go into attack looking for a marking target, but Judge Best back there, although the mark not paid. The clearing kick for St Joey's to the outer wing, a rolling ball away from DeGrande. Burke first there. DeGrande with a wonderful tackle to bring him to ground, forced to spillage. Connors, Travellini nearly turned it over. A lot of whistles going, netball in the background, but Camerick gave a handball to Harry Smith. Here's James Hickey, step through the man coming towards him, and then a wonderful kick for McLaughlin, who down low takes a good mark. Diving to ground, took it on the chest, Maxie McLaughlin. He'll now set it up into the pocket to the leading Oscar Morrison. He'll have to take it on the bounce. It bounced through him. Rolling ball. Owen tied against the left hand behind post. Went out of bounds according to the boundary umpire. Wasn't overly happy, Owen, with the decision. Thought he'd kept it in play. But the boundary umpire on the spot says, I'll throw it back in. And we'll get a chance for St Joey's to score there. Yet to score. St Mary's 1-3-9. First quarter thanks to Geelong Bank and their 1-2 home loan.
Christensen got it down. Chalcraft pushed off the ball for St Mary's. Underneath handball to Orgarinos. Off a step back towards half back. Copley needs some support, got some blood. His handball was pretty hot, but Hillier got it back to Chalcraft. Goes towards centre wing with the kick, puts it out in front of Harry McMahon to run onto it. He does, and he goes one step, right foot kick, beautiful, out towards Bond. Will it sit for him? Can he get around on his left? He can. He comes back in. I think he tried to sell the dummy, but the goal umpire was pretty close, and he saw it out of bounds, and it's going to come back for a boundary throw in the right forward pocket for St Mary's.
That's good goal umpiring, because the boundary umpire was caught out of position.
Miles away, yeah, because it moves so quick.
Got across and actually said, no, that was out of play. Boundary throw-in, right forward pocket, northern end of the ground. St Mary's 1-3-9. St Joey's yet to score. Grabbed out of the ruck by Sprague, but then he fumbled it before he got it on the boot. Harry Smith, a handball on the up. Antonak releases nicely, chance to run. Here's Mongali with the footy on the bounce. He got it to Owen. Owen fires a handball back to Antonak. Antonak a kick to the wing to McLaughlin. Trapped it. Can he get his hands on it? No. Hillier, Loftus rather came across, try and get the footy. He left it behind. McLaughlin came again, but handball straight into the path of Selwood for St Mary's to Blood at true centre wing, loops a handball over the top. Travellini runs through the middle of Drew Oval, sends a long ball inside forward 50, back with the flight. Bond also back there working hard was Chaplin. Now it's at ground level. Copley, hands and knees, pulled it in. Ball not coming out. Tackle laid by O'Dwyer. Umpire said that's holding the ball. Once you drag that in and don't get it out, the umpire's got no choice. And we've got a ball up. Good to see Zach Mongali went down the lawn last year, I think. Kirsch has come back and he's got a senior opportunity.
Yeah, I think he might have played 2 or 3 games now, so he's finding his feet at the level.
O'Dwyer kicks it out. Terrible looking kick off the boot, but worked its way to Tanner Owen, who took the mark. Chews it off and goes to Cal Mitchell at centre half back, so it's okay. He tries to put it over the top to Camerick, who just takes the mark under pressure from Blood. He's at centre half back. He switches it further to Harry Smith on centre wing. Move a bit of time and space. Camerick followed up. He wants to play on and try and give the ball away. He was going to go with the handball, then he went with a kick. He should have gone with a handball. Morrison pushed in the back was Burke. Close to the boundary line, Travellini gets it away. Visenton He gets it. Short kick was smothered. Might have a chance. There's 4 St Mary's players there. Algarinos is one. He spears at the Blood, who's out at half-back.
He sends a kick along the line, sees Bartolo, who marks. Just held up, though, by Mitchell. Kicks on his left, a short kick for Hillier. Barely went 15. The bearded Hillier swings onto his right boot. Sends St Mary's inside forward 50. Back with the flight. Great courage shown. And free kick paid. Chance to clear Owen. Little kick over the top. Bouncing ball. It's taken nicely by DeGrande. Quick handball to Grass. Trying to cut through traffic and throw it on the boot. That's holding the ball too long. Was taken there by Jed Warren. And St Mary's will come out with Scotty Selwood using all his experience. I nearly called him Joel. And it might be 52. Oh, he's going to be marched inside 50. Is it DeGrande that didn't give the ball back properly? And Scott Selwood in the long sleeve 33 will be marched. Gee, that's not... gee, the centre square's only 45 and he was well inside that. Anyway, he's kicked, sent it inside 50 and leading up and marking nicely on the chest is Harry McMahon, who will go back and have a shot. Had a good year in front of goal. McMahon's actually kicked 24 for the season from 11 games.
He's had a terrific year.
A couple of sixes in there. And Harry McMahon a chance to kick goal number 25 and give St Mary's a 15-point lead. And on the mark stands about 40 from goal. McMahon will kick into a slight breeze. You'll need the Tom Hawkins power fade here. He'll need to start at left-hand goal post and let it work back on the breeze. Deliberate approach. Kicks now. Starts at left. It works right. He's kicked it. No, missed to the right. Through for a behind. Margin is 10. So some opportunities for the Saints. 1-4-10. Joey's yet to score. 15.5 minutes played on the first quarter. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock.
Al Hickey plays on from fullback for some Joeys. Comes broadcast side. And he's long, looking for Grass. Oh, good mark in the middle, though. Taken by Burke for St Mary's. His kick wasn't great off the boot. Goes inside 50. And a kick around the corner from Sprague. He got it out of the contest, and he has pushed it wide as well. And has put it through for one behind. So they're peppering the goals. St Mary's, they're 1-5-11 now. They lead St Joey's yet to score. Geelong Bank K-Rock first quarter scoreboard. 16 minutes played. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock.
Joey's get it to half back to Humphrey. Gave a handball to Mitchell. Mitchell just chips a kick warning. Mullen had too much on it. Chopped off by Loftus. And the Greyhound runs away. Drives a long ball. It doesn't have the carry getting back. O'Dwyer took the mark for St Joseph's on the goal line. Into the right back pocket he goes. Wanting Chaplin, who ran out of room. And they're just not executing their skills for the Sporting Globe. Kirsch St Joseph's coming out of their defensive half.
No, their efficiency and their coming out of their back half is pretty ordinary at the moment. That's about the third time they've turned the ball over there for a boundary throw-in. So they might have to change things up a little bit here and try and maybe go a little bit longer to get their exits, get them working at least.
Hovey grabbed it out of the ruck, gave a handball, tried to get Al Hickey, but they've turned it over. Garner was involved. Now Connors snaps around the corner, back with the flight. No mark taken by Mitchell, bounced off his chest for St Joey's, but Antonak cleaned up, came wide, put it into the path of a teammate in Henderson. Henderson on his left. A little handball on the bounce was really smart play. Back to Antonak to open things up.
It has. He's taken a bounce on centre wing. He had to get rid of it. Henderson kept going on centre wing. The ball didn't sit for him, though. He needs some support. He got some. Warren around the corner. There's no mark taken. St Mary's swarm. Loftus gives the handball back off a step. Christensen over the top was okay. Johnson took the mark. They're out at centre wing. Got a bit of time and space. Goes towards half forward with the kick. Dowling. How does he have so much room? Dangerous. 55 from goal. Takes the mark. And Paddy Dowling, who's kicked the only goal of the afternoon, is going back set shot-wise. Kicking into a bit of a breeze too, so this is going to be a fair kick from the left footer. He comes in now, drives it long, and he has missed to the far side as well. So 1-3, Paddy Dowling this afternoon so far. And they go to 6-12 St Mary's. St Joey's yet to score. Geelong Bank K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
Paddy Dowling with 1-3. Al Hickey into the left back pocket, goes short, and the mark taken by Humphrey. Humphrey goes short to Chaplin, one of the Tasmanian connection, across the face of his defensive goal. Another clearing kick from back. Was that DeGrande kicking it to Mullen, who dropped the mark that he should have taken. Taken to ground, got a handball on the bounce. Now a chance for St Mary's. Maishman, a handball. Hillier, Orgarinos just jammed it on the boot. It'll float to the left, and that's where it will stay. Breeze did no provided no help and through for a minor score. So 1-7. Well, we saw a team yesterday fritter away opportunities, Kirsch, in Newtown and Chilwell. Hopefully St Mary's not doing the same. In fact, 1-8, I should say.
We did, but the difference was Geelong West actually went up the other end and hurt the opposition on the scoreboard. So we haven't seen that yet from St Joseph's.
1-7 was right.
And we're not going to hear because it was Al Hickey to James Hickey, and he turned it over to centre wing to Kane Loftus to take it. So the Greyhound goes short. Travellini takes the mark, plays on now from the middle towards half forward. He's turned it over. Cal Mitchell, handball, outboard. Henderson, a little bit of candy, left foot kick around the corner's okay, finds McLaughlin.
So McLaughlin with it, the youngster. Coming out of the under-18s, 19 games, 26 goals last year at Colts level. Goes short to Jed Warren, the product from Shepparton Bears in the Goulburn Valley League. Warren goes short and stretching and marking is Cal Mitchell for St Joseph's. They're just struggling from here, though, to find any symmetry going inside forward 50.
A lot of, hands in the air, stand still type scenarios in their forward half.
Drives it long. Grassie's target back with the flight. De Grandy got his hands on it. No mark. Oscar Morrison did well. Gave it to De Grandy. De Grandy around the corner. That was not his best effort. And I reckon he burnt Mullen at the top of the goal square. And that little snap has bounced out of bounds. He just rushed it, Paddy De Grandy. Had more time and didn't take the opportunity when presented to him. And we'll get a boundary throw in left forward pocket. Rare sighting of the football at the southern end of the ground, Jason.
So throw in, Hillier doing the ruck work against Morrison for St Joey's. His kick was smothered. Mullen took it out of his hands, basically. And then he's wrapped up Garner, not letting him go anywhere.
Did Mullen smother
Oscar Morrison's kick?
Yes.
Absolutely he did. Yes.
I've never seen a teammate smother a teammate's kick.
So contest 35 from the goal for St Joey's. Garner again over the top, holding it up. James Hickey in there as well, and Jared Garner.
Only the fourth inside 50 for the quarter for St Joseph's, whilst St Mary's have had 14.
So the ball from the ruck contest again. Going to have another bounce. Mullen not going anywhere. Throws the ball back to the umpire. They're still in St Joseph's attacking zone. Morrison tried to take it out of the ruck. And then did he get one high? No, the umpire said, but I'm going to do it all again. And King's going to get it out of this ruck contest.
I bet 25, make it 30 from the Joey's goal. Morrison climbed high, won the tap down for St Joseph's. Is that Blood trying to ferret his way through the pack? Couldn't get it clear for St Mary's. Garner tried to get a handball out. Chance now for Warren to fire a handball. Henderson dancing through traffic. Under pressure, got a handball on the bounce. Oh, Antonak, did he get one high? No. Yeah, he did. Yeah, the umpire we had an umpire in front of me who was about to blow the whistle, and I think Pay holding the ball. Antonak a handball off. Humphrey from outside 50. A long ball to the goal square. They compete. De Grandy got buffeted off it by Algarinos. Rush behind. Handball through by Burke. So the first score on the scoreboard at the 21.5-minute mark for St Joseph's. Geelong Bank's 1-2 home loan. K-Rock scoreboard. St Mary's 1-7-13. Joey's one behind.
Travellini plays on from fullback. Takes a bounce. Draws a player. Handball over the top. Burke off a step. In fact, it might have been Churgwin who kicks it just to nobody in particular. And the short little kick Hovey to Antonak. Still on centre wing on the outer side. Plays on now. Goes long with the kick inside 50. De Grandy pushes a couple in the middle. Morrison, he couldn't take the mark either for St Joey's. Pack develops 20 out from goal. And we'll have another ball up.
Good defending. There's been a lot of almost marks for the St Joseph's forwards, but good defending by St Mary's.
So Morrison in front for St Joey's. The ball spills free. Nobody really can pick it up. Connors now gets out Ling's handball for St Mary's. Off a step, Visinton goes towards Copley, who went in and went hard for the ball at defensive 50 and had to because he lost the first hold of it. And then we'll have another ball up. 50 out from the St Joey's goal. They're one behind. 1-7-13 St Mary's.
About 40 out from the Joey's goal. The ball's knocked towards Algarinos for St Mary's. Slung in the tackle. Got a handball away, but only as far as Antonak, who's been lively. Turns and kicks inside forward 50. Wanting Morrison. Back with the flight. Selwood to spoil, but only into the path of Camerick. But Sherwin provided good pressure to see the ball out of bounds. Boundary thrown. You've got to get that spoil right going back with the flight. And Scotty Selwood got good purchase, but probably not great purchase.
Straight to Benny Camerick, who was front and centre, more or less.
Ball back into play. Left forward pocket. Oscar Morrison doing the ruck work against Christensen. Front of the pack flying through. He might have got a push in the back or held Aiden Grass, and he'll win himself a free kick. So shot at goal coming, and it's good to see Aiden Grass back. Hasn't been sighted since last year's final series, other than a couple of games in the reserves. Has had an ankle issue. but kicked 25 goals from 14 games last year. I think he was second only to Ollie Hennessy for goals kicked by at St Joseph's last year. I think Hennessy had 27. He's not playing this afternoon as the forgotten member of Hall and Oates.
Tell you what, Jed Warren's trying hard to beat John Oates too, can I tell you?
He's an important part of their forward line structure, Aidan Grass, so it's good to see him back.
20 out, directly in front, kicks the goal. So they've been able to take some blows from St Mary's, who haven't been able to convert in front of goal, and the margin's back to 6 points. First quarter, K-Rock, Geelong Bank scoreboard. Geelong Bank's 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years. St Joseph's 1-1-7, St Mary's 1-7-13.
You're right, Kingy, their ball movement hasn't been super in their back half, but if you can keep the ball in your front half, you don't have to worry about the ball movement in your back half, do you, Jace?
No, that's correct.
They've just enjoyed a little bit of time in forward half there, and they've done well to set up defensively from their forward 50, so the ball was rebounded back in and they got repeat entries. So they deserved a goal on the back of that last 3 or 4 minute play.
Back to the middle. Sharp going up. Christensen probably got it down. Garner over the top of it. Leaves it behind. Harry Smith gets it away to Antonak. Running backwards. Need to go forwards. Handball. Missed the target. Hickey comes in against Garner. Spills free Churgwin. Gets it to Chalcraft. His handball over the top. Was very nicely from Maishman. Just heard the call and went to Luke Bartolo, who goes towards half forward. Dowling's got a couple on him. Mitchell was one of them. They try and work it through St Joey's and close to the boundary line. Muhor can't keep it in. And also Ben Clark was there. We're going to have a boundary throw in at right half forward for St Mary's.
So defensively up the other end, Cal Mitchell's coming off his opponent to give Ben Clark a chop out when the ball goes to Dowling.
Ball back into play, right half forward. St Mary's in attack. Tapped down from behind by Christensen, but Sharp at the front actually did the roving the other ruck when he got a handball away, but only as far as a teammate who walked straight into a tackle in Oscar Morrison. And at right half forward, we'll get another stoppage. St Mary's leading by 6 in attack, heading to the Northern or Cemetery end of Drew Oval. From the ruck contest, Mullen did the roving. A handball back to James Hickey. Gave a handball to Mitchell, and St Joseph's will look to clear. A left foot snap kick towards the wing that's attacked by de Grand, who got good pressure provided by Burke. Free kick for a throw against Paddy de Grand. Burke wearing him like a glove for Wombat Gully Plan Farm. Gave a handball off to Travellini, flying by. So many times you see him do that. One-on-one, Johnston just worked Al Hickey over. How often would you see that? Never. Al Hickey being worked over by an opponent in a one-on-one contest. Johnston had the superior strength. Al Hickey is a great one-on-one defender, and Dion Johnston beat him cold and took a Hamlin hanger contender and has a chance to kick the Saints second. Hickey stands around the 50-metre mark, so we'll need his best here. Dion Johnston, the former Melbourne-listed player, started at left, worked at right, has it got the carry off hands and through for a behind, a long point. Coaches hate Paddy Johnston with his first score of the afternoon. Dion Johnston, I should say, with his first score of the afternoon is behind, and the margin is 7. 1-8-14 St Mary's. St Joey's 1-1-7, 26.5 minutes played on the Port Phillip Ferry time clock.
Into the back pocket, Jolo Dwyer for St Joey's, taking the mark, goes long looking for Sharp. Grass is there as well, over the back, can't take it. Off the back of the pack, Ling through some traffic, got the handball to Maishman, turns around, left foot kick, up the shot, Tower, big punch away, Mitchell defensively over the boundary line before Dowling can get there. And we're going to have a boundary throw in again, about 35 around from the St Mary's goal.
We talked earlier, Jace, about Cal Mitchell's role, and we asked Ron Watt where Cal Mitchell will be playing tonight. The value of him behind the ball and
Sharp from the ruck contest, falls to the front, kick around the corner, Harry McMahon. Which way's it going to bounce? Oh, it's nearly going to bounce through until Dwyer got there on the goal line and through for another behind to Harry McMahon. He's second of the afternoon. 1-9-15 now. St Mary's, St Joey's 1-1-7, and that's on the Geelong Bank K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
Hickey sends it wide, looking for a market, and finds Cal Mitchell for St Joseph's just inside defensive 50, but they're a long way from home and struggling to get any real flow to what they're doing. He sends a kick to the outer wing. Oh, good strong hand shown out there by Harry Smith, and a one-on-one against Loftus. The much improved Harry Smith sends a kick to half forward. It's a pinpoint 1-2 to Owen, who marks. Owen turns and kicks quickly, and he finds all alone marking Henderson, but his progress was halted by Blood, who stands a mark right on 50 on his left boot, steps inside Blood, ran to 45, floating ball, has missed to the right. Jeez, he feigned to go right and he got Blood going the wrong way, and in doing so he has got around on his left. He got good purchase, but it was a real floater in the end, and he's missed to the left. And they go to 1-2-8. St Joey's trail by 7. St Mary's 1-9-15.
Travellini spears the ball.
Kick.
That's a great kick. He has a 60-metre bullet to Blood, who handballs it away to Chalcraft. Runs through centre wing, goes towards half forward. This is a training run there. Sprague takes the mark at half forward uncontested. They've had 3 possessions and moved it to half forward. He now spears the ball back in, but that's a terrible kick, and taking the mark easily is Josh Hovey, who's also been good defensively. Or sits it up. Henderson under pressure, and in fact, was it a mark? The umpire said yes. And Harry Ling was about to go.
He was. He actually stepped the play on.
Stepped the play on as the siren sounded. But we'll now have to have a set shot from goal from 50 out, 45-degree angle. So Harry Ling, this to take the margin out. It's currently 7 points. Can he do it and make it 13 with a major? He comes in. It looks pretty good off the boot. Has it got there? I don't think it's actually made the distance. So let's have a look. The goal umpire and the field umpire are saying that's all clear. So not through for anything. And St Mary's end at 1-9-15. They lead St Joey's 1-2-8 at quarter time.
Quarter time at Drew Oval. The Saints have had some opportunities, but they've frittered them away. Will it come back and bite them on the backside like Newtown and Chilwell yesterday? St Mary's 1-9-15. St Joseph's 1-2-8. We'll take a break from Drew Oval. It's the Saints by 7. Thanks to Apco Cafe 24/7 and the all-new Wicked Chicken Burger. We've got you. Live, breathe, K-Rock footy. Going to have a better indication of Geelong's draw next year. They're going to have big games.
That's right, yep.
They're going to be staggered throughout the year, not back-ended like this year. We spoke to Steve Hocking last night, and he expects, if they get it right, Geelong plays at home every 3 weeks with the 9 games over 24 rounds.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
So, anyway, that's our soapbox, and it has been for a couple of years. But we're trying to provide the best coverage of GFNL action, and that's a collaborative approach.
Must help the clubs too, from a financial perspective.
Oh, absolutely.
So just waiting for the rest of the crowd to...
I'll tell you what, it helps St Joey's. What about the Taj Mahal at the other end of the ground they're building?
Oh, that's all from the cash they got at the bar on a Sunday.
That's what I'm saying. Have a look at it.
That's their high-performance centre being built where the Scout Hall once proudly stood. Second quarter underway thanks to Harvey Norman, Corio and Warren Ponds. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices. Here's Jace.
Sharp got it down for St Joey's. The ball spills to Jack Blood. Oh, well, same as the first quarter. Goes towards Dowling. Johnston, all little sidestep was beautiful. Got on the left in the end, put it to the top of the square. Punched away by Humphrey. Comes behind. Harry McMahon's there. Handball, Antonak. Free kick throw. And umpire Tom King was right there. And he saw it straight away. Angus Humphrey cannot believe it.
That's a great decision.
Yeah.
Because he did. He threw that up.
Yep. And the umpire was right there. And the ball is in the arms of Charlie Sprague, who's had a nice couple of weeks in Bali. What are you laughing about?
We just got a little bit of feedback about our Sunday football.
Feedback is a gift. That's how you unwrap it's the key, Tom, as Neildy would always say. Sprague comes in, 15 out, kicks the goal. So a great start by St Mary's in the second term. He kicks his first and the second for St Mary's. They go to 2-9-21. They lead St Joey's 1-2-8. And that is on the Harvey Norman K-Rock second quarter scoreboard.
A little bit of a coach killer, isn't it? Just that little flick. It was definitely a throw, but all you do is just get your little hand on it. Just a handball, Jace. Stop, bang, it's out. But no, easy goal for St Mary's. And that's the last thing you need to do when they're getting enough ball inside forward 50 is to give them a free goal, that's for sure.
I saw the feedback. Very nice.
Can't share it on air, unfortunately. It's a little bit blue. Ball into the air for Sharp and Christensen to go at it. Sharp winning the tap down this time. Roving Garner for St Mary's. Jammed it on the boot towards centre half forward. A rolling ball attacked by Humphrey one way and Henderson the other way for Joey's, but neither came up with it. Here's Garner again on the loose ball. Hillier went with the one hand, worked under it by Hovey. St Joseph's to clean up through Antonak. Brings it broadcast side. Muhor has taken the mark. Marks in front of Augurinos, who took the toss of the coin today for St Mary's. Muhor sends a kick to the wing. Cal Mitchell, his target and under pressure from Travellini. Stretches high, takes a nice mark. The Tasmanian. He'll swing onto his right boot. Drives a kick looking for James Hickey, who had to be strong and was against the much taller Christensen. And there'll be a mark paid. James Hickey with it for St Joseph's. Edge of the centre square, just back of the wing. Went to go inboard. Now we'll send a kick towards the St Joseph's coach's box. De Grande, his target. It sat on his head. Burke easy pickings with a fist to send it out of bounds. And we'll get a boundary throw in at left half forward for St Joseph's. 1-2-8. The Joeys, 2-9-21 St Mary's. Second quarter action thanks to Harvey Norman, Corio and Warren Ponds Furniture, electrical, bedding and computers. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices.
Boundary throw in, front and centre, Maishman. He's kicked that into the netball courts. It's gone that far out of bounds on the full, so St Joey's going to take the free kick. It's going to come back at half back. And Joel O'Dwyer's had to come and get the footy in front of our K-Rock box at 50, so he's going to go back 30 metres and take it from half back for St Joey's. He called the play and goes short and finds Humphrey. So the home side play on from half back. Go long towards half forward. Pack there off the back. Punched away by Christensen. St Joey's around the front. Handball only as far as Loftus. He kicks it up the shot tower towards centre wing. Good mark in front. Dowling and plays on quickly. Drills the ball in the middle. That's a great kick. Harry McMahon got a couple around him. Plays on quickly. Again to Travellini. Goes inside 50 with the kick. Beautiful. Johnston takes the mark. 35 from goal. 45-degree angle.
Well, there's a good lesson in all that for those kids that are around the boundary today watching footy. If you're behind, you've got to punch and defend, not go your marks where Ben Clark did there, and that's how quickly they can transition the ball inside their forward 50. So you've got to defend Dowling in that first instance, get the ball over the line or just get it to ground. Instead, he went for the mark and he got out-marked.
So Dion Johnston with the Angus Brayshaw helmet on that he plays with. He comes in, 35 out, right foot kick. Oh, the goal umpire does not move. He basically just stood there and watched it go over his hat, and he has put it through for his first of the afternoon and the third for St Mary's. They go 3-9-27. Lee St Joey's 1-2-8. Harvey Norman K-Rock, second quarter scoreboard. Harvey Norman think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices.
It was a really good kick because he tried to get a little bit more extra distance and he was a little round the corner with it. So it was actually a very impressive kick. And the goal umpire, like you said, Jace, did not deviate.
Ball into the air for Sharp and Christensen again. Sharp favoured, won the tap, but Christensen, the roving, the big man, the big lanky Christensen sends it inside 50. Hillier, his target could spoil Hovey into the right back pocket. It'll roll. It'll be tracked though by Bartolo to the boundary line. Boundary line will win out, and we'll get a boundary throw in the southeastern corner of Drew Oval at the Minerva Road side of the ground. North Melbourne 31, trail Hawthorn 50 at Marvel Stadium. 18 3/4 minutes played at Marvel Stadium on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Boundary throw in. Christensen grabs it out of the ruck. Handball at close quarters. Blood through traffic. Handball wide. Ling, Dowling, tight angle. Pulls the kick back to the top of the square. Humphrey got across and took the mark for St Joseph's. He comes into the back pocket for O'Dwyer, who's got it left back pocket, but a long way from home, kicking into the breeze, trailing by 13, St Joseph's. He'll go across the face of his defensive goal and puts it onto the chest of Tanner Owen, who had Dowling ready to shut him down. To half back he sends it, looking for a mark, and Harry Smith comes up and presents and gets a target that they so desperately required to get outside defensive 50.
So Smith plays on, goes along the line, high kick to centre wing, needs a marking target to Grandy. It was, couldn't take it. Christensen on the ground was good. Ling, handball over the top to Connors. St Mary's back, his right foot kick over the shoulder. He's turned it over though. Al Hickey inside defensive 50. The skipper goes short with the kick. He's okay. Henderson takes the mark, plays on, thought about the handball, then gives it. He gives it to James Hickey. He gives it further afield to Hovey. Chips the ball short to Grandy. On his bootstraps, takes the mark right on. Centre wing on the outer side for St Joey's.
To Grandy, laterally back to Hovey, but they're really struggling. They're tacking into the breeze, Australia 2 style. James Hickey goes short and presenting up Warren, and the Shepparton products got it. Looks to draw a man with a handball back to Al Hickey. Hasn't had a huge influence on this contest. Long ball inside 50. The mark taken by Morrison. Coming up at his outside 50. He'll send a kick towards about 20 out. Wants Mongali, but front position. Strong mark taken for St Mary's. And just settling the play down is Algarinos. Sends a kick very, very wide, but finds a target. They'll look to build through Chalcraft at left half back. A driving kick to a one-on-one. Johnston with a one hand. Hamlin hanger contender. Quick handball release. Hillier. Hillier kicks inside 50. It'll bounce to the knees of Sprague. He took it cleanly. Handball back to Bond. Bond 45 from goal. Sees Bartolo. Good to spoil front on by Mitchell. And then he found it at the ground level. Gave it to Mullen, but Mullen's turned it over into the waiting arms of Bond for St Mary's, who's marked 53 from goal.
So Bond, who got the initial kick in there, will go long to the top of the square. Harry McMahon got 3 on him. You're not going to beat all those. Josh Hovey, one of them. And he takes them. He's got Mullen short. He's right next to the behind post. Southern end of the ground, and Finney. Paddy Dowling wouldn't come back. Umpire asked him 6 times.
Did Hovey just give him a little tap on the backside as he ran past?
He did. Paddy straight off the ground.
Thanks for getting us out of trouble.
He did. Defensively, he plays on quick to Hovey. He goes in the middle there, open them up. Grass takes the mark, plays on quickly. And could be 2 kicks at the other end of the ground. Morrison goes up, can't take the mark. He and De Grandy get across there. Burke's Churgwin's across there as well, and sees the ball spill over the boundary line for a throw-in right forward pocket for St Joey's. They won 2-8. They trail St Mary's 3-9-27. Harvey Norman K-Rock, second quarter scoreboard.
That second quarter scoreboard shining brightly on a dull afternoon. It's a little bit chilly, no rain about though. Tapped down by Christensen. Camerick lost it in the tackle. Chalcraft, an underground handball that Connors will run on to in game 100. Couldn't get out of trouble though. Try to get it back to big Christensen. Blood dives in. He's dived upon and going nowhere. And at right half forward, a ball up. Northeast corner of the ground. St Mary's 3-9-27, a mathematician's delight. Had all of them this weekend, 4-8-32, 7-7-49, and now 3-9-27. You'll work it out if you're wondering what I'm talking about. Tap down Christensen, roving Mullen, out the defensive side of the stoppage. Got a handball to Camerick, go over handball back to Mongali. Snapped a high ball that will flirt with the boundary line and will go out of bounds on the full. And Garner will take the resultant free kick. He goes short over the head of the umpire to Travellini, who has it just inside defensive 50.
Oh, Travellini. Gee whiz, he kicked the ground before he kicked the ball, turned it over, and dangerously, he needs some support from behind. Deep forward. It was Burke, kick around the corner from Grass. He gets it around across the face of goal and out of bounds on the full as he got slung in the tackle. The ball went too far to the left and it's out of bounds on the full. So free kick coming back for St Mary's. Darcy Churgman will get it once he picks the ball up now in the back pocket.
5 for the day, Jace, already. Out on the Fools.
5 already. Gee whiz. Switches the play. Goes the opposite side. Travellini this time. Much safer with the kick. Goes to Blood. Plays on from half back. Goes in the middle. Hillier takes the mark. Got Blood running past. He takes a bounce. McLaughlin comes at him. He goes towards Bond. He takes the mark. He wants to play on as well. He does. Goes inside 50. Harry McMahon from behind this time. They're going well. St Joey's in front. O'Dwyer and Hovey. And this time O'Dwyer takes the mark for St Joey's, the last line of defence.
Trailing by 19. Scoring has been low. Has been a high-quality contest between a couple of premiership contenders, and that's a poor kick by Dwyer. He's kicked it straight to Bartolo, who's marked just outside defensive 50. He just off a step, sends it to about 20 from goal, coming from with a run Christensen, but standing tall, Dwyer took the mark. He comes wide to Muhall, working back off his wing, but he's a long way from home, a long way from his wing. He's in the left back pocket, sending it short and presenting up Antonak on Geelong's VFL list this year, coming off a couple of goals against Bell Park in a low-scoring affair. Nearly ran himself into trouble, but got away from Copley. Sent a long, high ball wide, looking out there for a marking contest, and he found Grass, but he couldn't mark, and there's Bartolo cleaning up, kicking wide, and Garner reels it in with the one hand.
Jared Garner.
Nonchalant, wasn't it?
Very nonchalant. Chips it over the top. And Christensen takes the mark. The big ruckman plays on, drills it towards Johnson, has to sit and waits over his head, and they get away, get rid of it, they've said, and the has to just gets rid of it in time. Ben Clark, who's turned it over. Blood from 55, chips it towards Sprague in the pocket. Dwyer's in his back pocket, and the ball spills free and out of bounds for a throw-in right next to the behind post in the right forward pocket for St Mary's.
Same issues again, Jay. Sexting by foot has been terrible again this quarter.
So big pack around this boundaries throw in. Sharp will do the ruck work for St Joey's. Sprague for St Mary's. Sharp tried to take it out of the ruck. Copley through the middle. Oh, his kick was smothered. Needs a second effort. St Joey's at the back. Al Hickey's handball. Miss Cal Mitchell coming out. Blood turns around. He gets a push as he gets the kick away. Up the chimney to Sprague. It goes up. Gets one high. Should get a free kick. And will St Joey's, there's 8 players around him. The umpire said no. It was high, and Charlie Sprague will shoot for goal from 30 out directly in front.
Boys, just an injury concern down here for Joey's. James Hickey came off with a bit of a upper hamstring on the left side, an issue with that. So he looked a bit hampered coming off, and they've just been doing some work on that now, and he's testing it out. So hopefully, for Joey's sake, that's nothing significant.
Well, they need him because they're getting beaten up around the ball at the moment, and particularly the stoppages.
Injury update thanks to St John of God. We put you first. Thanks, Birchie, down boundary side this afternoon for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre. So Charlie Sprague, 30 out. Jack Mullen stands the mark. This will take the margin out to 25. He's missed that. And has missed to the left-hand side through for one behind. 1 goal, 2 Charlie Sprague this afternoon. 3-10-28. St Mary's. St Joey's 1-2-8. Harvey Norman. K-Rock. Second quarter scoreboard.
We thought we were getting a Sunday special. At the moment, we're getting a Sunday snooze. Al Hickey trots out of his defensive 50, drives it long. McLaughlin, his target, can't mark. Oh, yes, he can, in fact. Christensen floating across the front, although I think it's going to come back to Hovey to be a free kick for a push. Against Christensen. I didn't expect McLaughlin to mark that, but he did. And free kick coming to Hovey. Hovey at right half-back point of the square for St Joseph's. A high ball towards half-forward. De Grand, he flew, couldn't hang on to the mark. Ground level, he tried to get a handball away. Knocked out of the pack by Burke. Numbers back there, including Chalcraft. A handball that will almost find Selwood. There's going to be a free kick for a push. And it's going to come back to Harry Ling for St Mary's. He's got it just inside defensive 50. Goes short with the kick, and Chalcraft has marked. Ball to play on. Sends a kick towards the outer wing and over the top. Hickey judged it best. 5 deep, I reckon he was in that pack, Al Hickey, and took the mark. Copley's hurt from that contest for St John of God. Keep an eye on that. The lateral kick was good to Mitchell. Mitchell comes wide. He wanted Mongali, but Garner picked it off. Knocked it to his own advantage. Completed the mark. Kick inside 50. Sprague on the juggle. Get a free kick, surely. Arm chop from O'Dwyer. Or in fact, it was Chaplin, and it can't argue against that. Was front on contact, took the bicep, and Charlie Sprague will get an opportunity to add a second goal. He's got 1-2, this for 2-2, and a very handy 26 points St Mary's lead. Just had to be so careful, but Jared Garner just so aware, Kirsch, as always.
He's just taken the last 2 marks with one hand, he has.
For the Sporting Globe in the expert's chair, Matty Kershaw. And Charlie Sprague with the game on his boot right now will kick from around 45 metres out. Best seats in the house, Apco Cafe 24/7 has missed to the left. 1 goal 3 for Charlie Sprague, so he's got 1-3. Paddy Dowling with 1-3, and St Mary's a 3-11-29 on the second quarter. Harvey Norman K-Rock scoreboard. St Joey's a 1-2-8.
That's what happens when you don't touch a footy in Bali for 2 weeks, Tom. See?
Only been going 15 minutes, Jace. They've had 12 inside 50s already.
Hickey, Al, short kick. It's okay. Finds Ben Clark inside defensive 50. Plays on. Goes towards the outer side. Oh, mark off the back to Grand. He did pretty well. He took a bounce under pressure. He got the kick away, turned it over. Connors for St Mary's. Takes it and plays off a half-back. Switches the play, gets it through the middle. Vissenton goes to Selwood. He gets to Orgarinos. He's got Garner. Garner wants the ball. Give him the ball. He doesn't want to. Gives it back to Orgarinos. Now he gives it to Garner. He gets it over the top. He takes the tackle from Antonak. And the umpire will come in and ball it up at half forward for St Mary's. So good place in Joey's to break that down, and we'll have a ball up. 16 played this second term. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. Port Phillip Ferry's, there's no better way to travel to the footy.
From a boundary throw-in, we'll get another stoppage. Ball out of bounds, just forward of the wing favouring St Mary's broadcast side. Apco Cafe 24/7, all new wicked chicken burger available now. Tap down Hovey in the ruck contest. Hillier will end up doing the roving as it deflected to him. His handball, that's holding the ball. I reckon he got a handball on that. I reckon he's a bit stiff. Umpire was blindsided, and then umpire with a better view of it let it go. Umpire on the inside of that contest didn't see it. Kick towards half forward by Owen. Off the hands of the pack. Churgwin brought it to ground. They'll look to clear St Mary's. The handball's okay. Travellini to Connors, now Loftus, a clearing kick, a high ball to half forward. There's off the contest, a little bit of work being done. Free kick given which way? It's going to go to Mitchell. Joey's had the advantage, and I think Hickey, well, if he probably should have taken the advantage, but then he got rid of it and probably thought maybe it was going the other way, and would have been 50 the other way. Either way, Mitchell's got it at left half back, Jace for St Joseph's.
He has, and he goes towards centre wing with the kick, and it's out wide. Can they get it back inboard? They can now through De Grand, who followed it up. Goes with the right foot kick. It's over the top to Morrison. Selwood couldn't read that one, and Morrison did. It just floated over the top, and the big fella took the mark and will shoot for goal from 20 out, 45-degree angle.
They do look all right when they move the ball quick into their forward line. It's probably the problem's getting it from their back half to their forward line at the moment. That's where they're falling down.
So Oscar Morrison, a chance to kick his first of the afternoon. Second for St Joey's. And amazingly, with no forward entries really in this second term, they might only be 15 points down if he can put this through. He comes in and he has missed nearly everything with that. He has missed it to the right-hand side and through for one behind. So 1-3-9. St Joey's, they trail St Mary's 3-11-29. Harvey Norman K-Rock second quarter scoreboard. Pick Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices.
Travellini inside his defensive goal square. Goes short to Garner. Garner back to Travellini. Just had to reach back for it. Was able to use his toe to get away from Owen through the outstretched arms of James Hickey. St Mary's sent forward. Back with the flight. Stretching and taking a wonderful mark out there is Harry Ling. Ling laterally to Blood, and the skipper's got it. True centre wing for St Mary's. Here's Travellini continuing to run, feigns to handball, then gives a long one to Christensen standing still. He has to give it back to Hillier. Hillier will kick, looking for Chalcraft. It's over his head. Bouncing ball eludes O'Dwyer. Chalcraft knocked it to advantage. Handball on the up, missed Dowling. Although Garner coming the other way, tried to knock it to advantage. A lot of fumbling. Sprague clean. Sprague very clean as he snaps his second for St Mary's. Lammy's Tavern goal of the afternoon contender. While others couldn't take grasp of the footy, Charlie Sprague pounced and in one motion whacked it onto the right boot over his left shoulder and finished to push the margin out. So 26 points, a game high lead for St Mary's. They're 4-11-35. St Joey's 139 on the second quarter. K-Rock, Harvey Norman scoreboard. And for the Sporting Globe in the experts chair, here's Matty Kershaw.
He's a real hard matchup, Sprague, isn't he? Because he can fly in the air and take his marks. He's really good at ground level. So they've really got to get that matchup right in there. I know they've changed a few matchups, but they've got to get this matchup right.
Back to the middle. So we nearly have to invent a Lammy's Tavern goal of the day contender today. They've been few and far between.
Exactly.
So from the middle, James Hickey ripped off the football. Christensen over the top of it for St Mary's. Garner had it, lost it, tried to pick it up again, got away. Then did he hold the ball because he brought it in? The umpire said no. Umpire Ganacci is going to come in and have a secondary bounce in the middle of Drew Oval. Throws the ball in the air. Oh, Christensen pulled down by Hovey in the ruck contest, who's having a run there. Blood on the outside. Gets back around, handball over the top, sets Garner a task, tries to get rid of it and does, under pressure. Ball though, spilt free. Mongelli got it away to Hickey. So James Hickey inside, the kick. Christensen got a hand to it, missed it though. Couldn't pick it up. Smith for St Joey's. As he wrapped up, umpire said advantage, play on, holding the ball. The ball to Hillier. Sticky hands, no, can't take the mark. Off the kick was de Grande. Its kick was smothered up the chimney again towards Chaplin. Was that a mark? The umpire said play on at defensive field, just outside defensive 50 for St Joey's. And we're going to have a ball up. St Mary's still into attack. 4-11-35 they lead St Joey's. 1:39-21 played. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock second quarter.
Christensen, Hovey winning the tap down this time for St Joseph's. Roving Orgarinos tried to get a handball back to Travellini. Did so in the end. He fires a handball wide. Churgwin sends a kick towards half forward wanting Bartolo, who can't mark on his chest. With pressure from Humphrey, brought it to ground. He won the footy, Humphrey, for St Joseph's. He actually got it back after handballing it almost to himself. He gave it to Henderson. Henderson suited by being on his left boot. Drives it inside 450. Oscar Morrison, the target, went through his hands, and also Visenton. Foot race back to the goal square. Visenton will be first there. McLaughlin to shut him down. We'll get a stoppage. No, holding the ball. Gee, that's tough on Visenton. Wow. McLaughlin laid a really good tackle, but I thought Visenton basically took possession, and McLaughlin, in the same moment, laid the tackle, and McLaughlin's going to be gifted one from the top of the square, and he kicks it. So maybe some conjecture there over whether that's a free kick. McLaughlin with the goal, kicks his 8th of the season, and the margin pulled back to 20 points. St Joseph's 2-3-15. St Mary's 4-11-35. Second quarter, K-Rock, Harvey Norman scoreboard. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices.
I don't know what else he could have done then, Kingy. The only thing he could have done would be tap the ball over the line, but, you know, we're encouraged to keep the ball alive and keep the ball in motion.
Well, also, if he got wrapped up straight away, he couldn't do that anyway.
No, well, that's right. So, I'm
flummoxed.
Well, that's that rule I've got no idea on.
So from the ruck contest, Camrick in the middle, handball, missed the target, held on to. The umpire said play on. Muhor got a scrambling, clearing kick towards half forward. McLaughlin comes out, left it behind. Second effort was all right to Mullen. His handball on the up towards Camrick, who followed it up. Kick around the corner, high towards the pocket. Is it going to float out? Visenton from behind. In fact, was it out of bounds on the full? It was pretty close, it was. And Visenton's going to get the kick. Grandson of the great Alan Moore. Did you know that, Kingy? Is he? Yes, he is.
Is that why Arch was spotted very regularly around Anthony Costa Oval watching games? I wasn't sure what the link was to St Mary's.
Yes, it's his grandson.
High, long ball, long-serving secretary of the GDFNL. Partner in crime to the great Neville Whitley. I say that, obviously no crime, but lovingly said. Handball, Copley to Blood. Rushed kick around the corner, bouncing ball. Bond will attack, but left it behind. Joey's with two numbers. Mitchell and Clark looked at each other, and then finally took possession. Mitchell a handball to Camerick, whose handball on the bounce for Clark was a miss-hit. Clark had to go and find it now. He's got real issues. Christensen was good below his knees. Handball. Johnston too slow. Oh, Muhall with a wonderful tackle for St Joseph's to run him down. Dion Johnston just took too long, and young Muhall with a good tackle, Jordan, and he's sent a kick wide. It's not one of his best, a bouncing ball that is going to run away from De Grande and out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Well, the two teams who have aspirations of playing finals, and we expect both will, this game has reached no really great heights. Some individual brilliance a couple of times, Sprague and Dowling, but aside from that, it's been a tough old afternoon.
The ball movement's been terrible today.
Terrible.
That's being polite, Jace.
In a word,
we're on air.
terrible. Can't use any other adjectives for it.
Not at the minute.
Boundary throw in Sharp and Christensen. Sharp in front. Double fisted down Camerick. Right foot kick around the corner. I think that's out of bounds on the full, and I think that's just what Kirsch is talking about. Delivery has been less than satisfactory today. Churgwin's got the free kick for St Mary's. Plays on from half back, out of side. Lot drives it long towards half forward. Sharp from behind. Coming in, Chaplin. Hamlin hanger does well. Gives it away to Muhall by hand. Cal Mitchell under pressure. Tries to draw a couple of players, then loses the football. Harry McMahon leaves it behind. Christensen gets the kick inside 50. From there, Dowling read it better. In amongst a couple of St Joey's players. Paddy Dowling took the mark. Humphries I don't know where Humphries walking to. Angus is following Paddy Dowling back to kick the goal. Angus, you have to stand on the goal, on the mark. He was just walking away.
The easiest way to give a 50 is just to walk with your opponent.
For umpire Ganacci to go, hang on a minute, where do you run to, Gus? So Paddy Dowling has it. He kicked 1 goal 3 this afternoon. He's 25 metres out, 45-degree angle, southern end of the ground. This to make the margin 26. He comes in, left foot kick, and has missed it big time.
Gee,
lucky just to get it in.
Got in.
Yep. 1 goal 4 for Patrick this afternoon. 4-12-36 St Mary's. St Joey's 2-3-15. And Harvey Norman K-Rock's second quarter scoreboard.
Ovi with the kick-in duties. He can go short into the left-back pocket to O'Dwyer, who's all alone, but he ignores that, trots off into the right-back pocket, and then drives a Mung floater. Yeah, I'm not sure. Mullen down low couldn't take it cleanly for St Joseph's. Now there's a scrap for the footy. Mullins could dive back on top of that. Numbers dive on top of him, including Kane Loftus. And we'll get a ball up at right half forward. Sharp positioning himself. Christensen, though, winning the tap down for St Mary's. McLaughlin over. It's going to be a free kick for a hold, I reckon, going against Camerick to Blood.
Yeah, I think that's about his 4th free kick against.
Kick of Blood sets it up. Dowling in the pack. Copped a couple of knocks. Ball spills. Hillier snaps. Hillier goals. Dowling down in back play. Gets to his feet now with the help of Harry McMahon. And Hillier pounced on the loose footy. Snapped around the corner. Kicked the goal. And the margin out to a game high 27 points. They move to 5-12-42 St Mary's on the second quarter. Harvey Norman K-Rock scoreboard. St Joseph's at 2-3-15.
Well, their dominance is shown by their inside 50 count. They average 13.7 inside 50s per quarter. First quarter they hit 19 and now they're up to 17 already. So their dominance, that's 30, 30 odd inside forward 50s already.
Harry Benson and Sam Dobson are out there running water, and I reckon they're giving a bit of lip too as they run past from the middle. St Mary's break free again. They come towards the best seats in the house thanks to Abco Cafe 24/7. Oh, Gus Humphrey, Hamlin hanger, fantastic. And Paddy Dowling wasn't too happy about it. He 2-3-4 grabber as he went to ground, and Gus took a great mark at defensive 50 and is called to play on now and goes with a right foot kick towards centre wing. Big pack there, off hands at the back of the pack. Handball, Christensen got it away. They go towards Bartolo, who goes up. He can't take the mark. Copley's there, so Sprague, they can't pick it up. And he gives away a free kick, doesn't he? The umpire says no. Sprague came in, I thought a bit high there. But the umpire says, Muhall, give me the footy back and I'll throw it up at half back.
Into the air it goes. Tap down Christensen, knocked forward again with smart play by Chalcraft. Blood received a handball from Garner, gave it to Connors. Now running Maishman. I had his handball chopped off though. And it's going to deflect back to Connors. Humphrey extracted it and then he was taken to ground in a two-man tackle. McMahon, Harry was one of those, and so was Copley, and 45 out from the St Mary's goal as they look to extend this 27-point lead in the shadows of half-time. Ball into the air. Tap down Sharp, roving Dunn, and almost barging through Chalcraft but going nowhere. And 45 out, we get another stoppage. Umpire into the air again, it goes. Chris Sharp and Christensen nullify each other. Roving Blood somehow released a handball to Chalcraft. St Mary's, a high kick. Hillier, one-on-one. Hovey judged it best. Good mark for St Joseph's. And he quickly wants to send a ball wide. James Hickey's all alone just on defensive 50 at right half back. But this is where it falls down for St Joey's, Kirsch.
Absolutely, and this is what we've spoke about all game. And, you know, that is also what we've spoken about all game.
The ball was terrible.
Yeah.
Siren saves St Joey's at half time. I tell you what, St Mary's were coming there. Turn the ball over James Hickey at half back. And it's St Mary's 5-12-42. They lead St Joey's 2-3, 15 at the half.
We go to the main break thanks to Gami Chicken and Beer that's unmissable. And we had our feed at Gami today. Katsu burgers, a bit of japchae, the kimchi fried rice, demolished by Matthew Kershaw. Magnificent. And what about those wings, those boneless wings? Absolutely outstanding. Geelong Sports Medicine Centre, Jane Birch is going to head out towards the huddles as they make their way up the ground. Going to try and extract somebody from St Mary's for a quick couple of words. Wonder who she's going to have a quick chat to from the Saints. So I reckon she's been able to get somebody down there. It might be Jared Garner. It is Jared Garner with Jane Birch. Down to you, Birchie.
Thank you, Jared. You seem to be controlling that middle part of the ground and winning the ball around the contest, which has given you a lot of forward entries. You're dominating in that area so far.
Yeah, I think it's real. Chris Ruckman, he's getting on top of him. Means he gets down to work after that. So, yeah, it's all Christo's work.
And obviously, importantly, in that quarter, looking at the scoreboard, you know, your forwards could finish off the work a little bit. It was a little bit frustrating in that first quarter, just missing so many opportunities. But finally, it's starting to pay off, and they're putting a few through the big sticks.
Yeah, I think we just got better shots. Closer to goal, 30 out instead of 50 out. Makes it a lot easier to kick straight.
And just whilst we wander, having someone, you know, like Sprague up there and Dowling, they both look really dangerous today. Must give you lots of confidence when you do go inside 50.
Yeah, we know we can just put it out in front of them. If they don't mark it, then the smalls will get to work as well. So, yeah, it works well for us.
Thanks so much, Jared. Good luck for the rest.
Jane Birch there with Jared Garner having a chat for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre, your ultimate destination for health, fitness and recovery. Nick and Emma Jarman and all the team at Geelong Sports Medicine Centre with the hydrotherapy pool and the fitness lab, a state-of-the-art commercial gymnasium along with Pilates and yoga studio. We'll kind of take a break, come back at half-time. Gami Chicken and Beer, gimme Gami Warren Ponds. Don't cook tonight. Gimme Gami Warren Ponds, chicken and beer. That is absolutely unmissable. We'll be back very shortly. We'll go around the grounds for Leopold Sporties as well. It's St Mary's by 27 points at half-time. 5-12-42. Joey's 2-3-15. Thanks to the all-new Wicked Chicken Burger, available now at APCO Cafe 24/7. We've got you the Breathe Carroll Footy. And they have some great meal specials during the week as well. Check them out at the Sporting Globe, Rory Street in Geelong. Well, next week, away game, Brisbane Lions. Kirsch, we'll be watching it live from the Gabba. You, me and Benny with Davey Collins making the trek up there. Looking forward to that. And 24 degrees and sunny.
Hearing shorts.
I'm hearing you both don't come back.
Oh, well, okay.
If you say so.
Okay.
Shorts and pina coladas, I'm hearing.
Enjoy Cooperoo
After
and
we go off air.
Southport. That'll be good.
After the Cats have a big week.
Fortitude Valley.
Valley.
That'd be right.
Third quarter for Classic Fireplaces and Barbecues. There, Geelong's Weber store. Jace, 192 Torquay Road in Grovedale. Kathy and Chris, 15% off Weber Barbecues, 15% off Nectar and Canara wood heaters. Terms and conditions apply. They've got Geelong's biggest range of wood and gas heaters in Geelong, and Geelong's full range of Yeti as well. Classic Fireplaces and Barbecues. Big new store. It's
You can see it from the moon. It's that big.
192 Torquay Road in Grovedale. Here's the third quarter. St Mary's by 27.
Sharp gets it down. First tap down to Hickey for St Joseph's in this third term. Kick across the centre square. Ball still in dispute. Connors gets it on the up to Travellini through some traffic. Back towards Copley, who got through a tackle and goes towards half forward. Humphrey has to run back with a fly to the footy for St Joey's and gets it out of the air. Hillier puts a tackle on. Ball spills free. Copley followed it up. Goes towards Dowling. Comes out. Kick off the ground. He and Clark see it over the boundary line, and we will have a boundary throw in about 35 around from the St Joey's goal, kicking to the northern end in this third term.
Good crowd assembled in front of the Alan Russell Pavilion and right around the ground. Hope you're enjoying the call through KROC 955 or KROCfootball.live if you tuned into us this afternoon. Sharp did the ruck work for St Joseph's and won the tap down. Front of the pack, Dowling was ready to pounce. Was he held without it by Hovey? Play on was the call. Johnston, strong arm in the tackle. Quick snap, kick the goal. He fended off with one arm, the would-be tackler, and he snapped over his left shoulder and kicked a Lammy's Tavern goal of the afternoon. He's second of the day, and the margin is out to 33 points. St Mary's 6-12-48. St Joey's 2-3-15. That's not what Joey's wanted. And St Mary's, they've got them at arm's length now, just like Dion Johnston had the tackler that came at him.
That was a fantastic goal, but their follow-up, their second and third efforts, St Mary's in that forward 50 was elite then. So, they just worked it, and they just didn't give up. But, yeah, probably needed to hold him up a little bit better than that one, Jace, I would have thought.
She's done, I think.
Yeah, she's done, all right.
Yep.
Sadly, we won't have much of a contest, I don't think, because the floodgates may open.
Back in the middle, Sharp, Christensen gets it down. Rove Smith got one high, rove the tackle and then went with a left foot kick up the chimney. High kick out wide. Coming out, Grass can't take it. His second effort was okay near Orgarinos. Coming in blood as well. Handball back towards Mullen for St Joey's. Nick Connors gets him. The umpire says over the shoulder. And a free kick to Jack Mullen.
They're all over him, though. They're making him earn every possession and making him work hard.
Handball to Smith, who gave a handball to James Hickey. He's in trouble. Confronted by 1-2. Under pressure from Garner. Got to kick the one about 4 metres. Ricocheted off Christensen and out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Of course, Christensen's uncle coached here back in the mid-90s. Kirsch? Damien? As well as coaching Lara to a grand final, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Kirsch, early 90s.
1993.
Yep. From the boundary throw-in.
92.
We've got, St Mary's getting them in 92. Lara North Shore getting them in 93. Here's Blood with the footy. Sending it for St Mary's towards half forward. He wanted Harry McMahon, but Humphrey judged it best. Came across, and the kick was good to Oscar Morrison. Now what's on for him? He goes to centre half forward. He wanted Camrick. He put too much on it. Selwood marked for St Mary's. Gave a handball to Travellini. Handball to Blood, who's worked his way into the contest. Runs away from the would-be tacklers and gives a handball to Selwood. He gave a handball to Johnston. Johnston to Garner in the middle of Drew Oval. Sends St Mary's inside forward 50. Early fly came from Copley. Forced to Spillage. Handball Sprague. Hillier for another one, but he's missed to the right and through for a minor score. They look good when they attack through the middle, St Mary's. It's what's going to make them dangerous come finals time. They lead by 34 now, though. 6-13-49. St Joey's 2-3-15. 3.5 minutes played on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock in this third quarter at Drew Oval.
Al Hickey called to play on and does. Goes into the back pocket. Finds Angus Humphrey in front of the scoreboard. His little toe poke chip doesn't really hit the target. Smith gives it away by hand. And they go towards Antonak. They need more from him in the second half. He runs away. Dangerous, or he just gets away. 2 bounces. Loftus is tracking him. He just gets him, and he got his kick away towards Morrison, who puts the hands up, got a hold. And/or I don't know what was that free kick for?
I think he indicated a shepherd like a block.
Thought Morrison got around him okay in the end, but didn't take the mark. But anyway,
I think a bit of front on as well.
Yeah,
probably.
I think it was a bit of everything he's trying to indicate.
well, Oscar Morrison, who has had some specialised coaching this week in his goal kicking.
From anybody we know?
Well, from a person who used to like a goal, and he might be sitting in his box, and it's not Kingy and I. So Pothole's done a great job this week to get him up. Oscar Morrison and Pothole, you've done beautifully. And he's put it through. So badly needed for St Joey's. They get their third, 3-3-21. They trail St Mary's 6-13-49. And that is on the classic Fireplace and Barbecues K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
Took a little bit of run and carry from Louis Antonak, so you don't really need to worry about your foot skills if you just run and carry, Jason, get some metres gained that way. So he is one that can spark them, and he is one that can get them back in this game of footy, Louis Antonak, with his run and carry. So they just need to lift around the ball, as we mentioned, and some, just some real run and carry, and he's the man. Get the ball in his hands and he'll take him on.
Back in the middle, Sharp and Christensen go at it again. Ball hits the deck. There's a clamour of players, and there's going to be a free kick. Is there? No, umpire just pulled his whistle again to say, just give it to me. We'll see it go into the air. Garner was last man up, no surprise there. Sharp winning the tap down, rolling ball, quick kick forward, Owen. It rolls towards half-back to Grandy, under pressure. Did Burke have him before he took possession?
Did, yeah.
Yeah, umpire saw it that way. There was just a tug on the jumper. Umpire Ganachia paying that to Grandy, sets it up. Oscar Morrison and Selwood. Selwood! Hamlin Hanger contender went to spoil, and it rolled down his chest, and he clutched onto it. Top of his defensive goal square, across the face he goes to Loftus, right back pocket for St Mary's. Drives it to centre half-back, pinpoint to Maishman. Maishman's got it just inside. Defensive 50. That was a wonderful one-on-one from Selwood, giving up size to Morrison. Goes wide, used all his experience, and he finds Christensen. Gives a handball off to the runner in Loftus. Confronted. Back to Christensen. Back to Loftus. Loftus is just forward of the wing out of side for St Mary's. Kick to a one-on-one. Dowling got nudged underneath it. Umpire said play on. O'Dwyer a fit of the fumbles. Then he picked it up, and then Hillier slung him in the tackle. Brought him to ground. Umpire said, I'll ball that up at right half forward for St Mary's. You can't beat experience. Plenty of it. Scotty Selwood, 169 AFL games to his credit. Would have played a lot more if not for injury.
Ball from the ruck contest. Back towards half-back for Grass for St Joey's. Mullen, handball, missed the target. Johnston comes the other way. Still in dispute. Through the middle, Loftus for St Mary's. Now Connors, his handball. Maishman back towards Christensen. Right little kick back towards Travellini, or took his eye off the ball. He wanted to move it pretty quickly. He had to get it first, though, so now he's had to hold it up inside the centre square. Kicking to the northern end. He goes now, tries to spear the pass, missed the target. Oh, Felix Henderson left it behind as well. Ling comes in, wrapped up straight away by Josh Hovey. Not going anywhere. Put a saddle on him and ride him in the third. And it's going to be a ball up about 40 out from the St Mary's goal.
Ball into the air. Sharp winning the tap down for St Joseph's. It stays in the area. Handball out the side door. Clark got it off to Harry Smith. Little kick of Henderson went through Camerick. McLaughlin had to come up and take the foot. He did okay too, the young fella, through traffic. Gave a handball to Harry Smith, who banged it on the boot. A high ball, a one-on-one. Maishman came across. Or in fact, it was Burke couldn't mark. Churgwin was held without it. Umpire said play on. Chalcraft tried to barge his way through. Lost it in the tackle, and that was holding the ball. No, a trip. Here's the decision. So, hang on. Well, the players, it was a trip on Chalcraft. Even the players, they were confused.
Thought it was holding the ball.
Yeah, St Mary's players were actually getting back behind the footy to prepare for De Grande to take the free kick, and the umpire actually said, Ganachia said that was a trip. Chalcraft drives it long. Good mark. Cal Mitchell judged it best in a pack of 4 at the front. The St Joseph's veteran has got it. He'll concede back to his defensive goal square to O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer will send it out towards the Minerva Road side of the ground. On the bounce through traffic. Doing well, Chaplin got a handball to the run of Antonak. He gave a handball to Henderson. Henderson was a little bit slow and he turned it over. Wanted to get it onto Warren, but coming the other way, Travellini got a handball to Blood. Blood through traffic, jammed it on the boot, and St Mary's go forward.
Goes towards Bond. He's got 3 against him. Doug Bond, Hamlin hanger. At left half forward, great mark, and wheels and goes on the left as well. Puts it out in front. Oh, in front, good mark. O'Dwyer in front of Johnson this time there. Resolute back there. St Joseph's back 3. Oh, wow. So Doug Bond came very late there. Gus Humphrey saw that as well. And Tanner Owen will take the free kick and the 50 as he comes down now towards half forward. Well, that's a short 50. Don't buy any land off that umpire.
That's twice he's given shorts.
So Warren now goes towards 50. Morrison comes out and says it's mine in front of Chirkwin. Takes the mark. So Oscar Morrison goes short with the kick. Paddy de Grande right in front of us. The best seats in the house thanks to Apco Cafe 24/7.
Little tick lead there from de Grande. Took Chirkwin back and then just lost him on the way back up. It was a smart play from Paddy.
So he has gone back. Paddy de Grande's on the next oval, I think. He's gone back that far.
Over on Walker?
He's on Walker. He comes in. He hasn't kicked a goal yet this afternoon. Right foot kick. And he's missed it to the near side through for 1 behind. So they go to 3-4-22 now. St Joseph's. St Mary's 6-13-49, so 27 the difference. Classic Fireplace to Barbecues K-Rock, a third quarter scoreboard.
Travellini to bring the ball back into play for St Mary's. Assesses his options. Trots off now out of the defensive goal square, runs into the right back pocket and then goes short to Selwood, and it's a pinpoint pass that's marked. Called to play on, was he? Yeah, he's now called to play on, so he has to go short, and a kick on the bounce taken by Hillier. Fires a handball back to Selwood. He'll come into the corridor, and he missed the target. He wanted Jack Blood, and it was just away from him, and he's put it pinpoint onto the chest of de Grande. So even the experienced and the best can make mistakes under pressure. And Paddy de Grande has been gifted a shot at goal. Man on the mark stands 25 from goal, just left of centre. And the non-negotiable here is he has to kick it for St Joseph's to remain in this contest. They trail by 27, this to pull it back to a more manageable 21. Early stages, third quarter. De Grande has pushed it disappointingly. Didn't kick through it, Kirsch.
No, he didn't. He poked at it, stabbed at it.
Did you do some work with him on that night?
Did.
Jeez. Margin 26. They're now 3-4-22. St Joseph's 3-5-23 make it. St Mary's 6-13-49.
Maybe don't send an invoice this week. What do you reckon? Travellini from fullback plays on, runs his full measure, goes very long with a kick outside. 50, defensive 50, Copley, front and centre in the end. He got to the front, got it to Vissenton, who ran out of space, and it's over the boundary line for a throw in at half forward. St Joey's just into attack on the outer side. Christensen up against Sharp in ruck. St Joseph's Sharp. Well, Christensen worked his way as a short boundary throw in. Christensen got it down. Now Antonak. A little kick over the top. Muir had to sit and wait. Bond put the hand up, took the mark at centre wing. And he plays on now. Kicks it towards half forward. Blood takes the mark. So they're just settling it down, and now they're driving it long. St Mary's inside 50, in front. No mark taken. Clark. Mitchell's there as well for St Joey's, wrapped up, and he's not going anywhere. Ball up, 40 out from the St Mary's goal.
What's the margin they need it back to at three-quarter time, Joes? They need to be within 3 kicks?
3 kicks, yeah.
Making life tough for themselves, blowing some opportunities that are very gettable in front of goal. That one of de Grande, the second one especially. Ball in the air, Sharp won the tap down, cluster of bodies around the ball. The roving was done by Mullen, and he will get to his feet. In fact, it was Antonak, and we'll see another stoppage. About 25 out from the Mary's goal. Double palm down by Sharp, clearing kick James Hickey to centre half back, bouncing ball at the feet of Christensen. Did okay, the big fella, to get down low, but just couldn't take it cleanly. It's going to spill out towards Maishman, under pressure from Humphrey. Got a handball away, head over it and dragged to ground. O'Dwyer for St Joseph's, going nowhere. And a ball up, almost point of the square, right half forward. St Mary's in attack. They lead by 26 on the third quarter. K-Rock Classic Fireplaces and Barbecue scoreboard. Geelong's Weber Store, 192 Torquay Road, Grovedale.
Ball up sharp. Big thump down. Roved by Copley for St Mary's. Free kick over the shoulder. Jack Blood put his head over the ball. And he will take the free kick just inside the centre square. Kicking it long towards the top of the goal square. Hovey goes up. No mark. Free kick, is it? Umpire says St Mary's. Push. Charlie Sprague. Josh Hovey can't believe it. He's got his hands on his hips. And I think it was against Joel O'Dwyer, was it? In that contest with Charlie Sprague. He's got his hands on his knees as well. He can't believe it. So Charlie Sprague, who has kicked 2 goals 3 this afternoon. This for St Mary's 7th of the contest. And maybe 50, I think, too now.
There's certainly been a lot of head-scratching decisions today, Jason, but we didn't see that one, of course. It was a long way away.
It was, and umpire Ganacci has given the 50 as well for a little bit of back chat. So Sprague's going to come down on the goal line. Joel O'Dwyer shakes his head. Chaplin stands on the mark. And Sprague walks in 2 steps, kicks the goal. His 3rd of the afternoon. And the 7th for St Mary's. They go to 7-13-55. They lead St Joey's 3-5-23. Classic Fireplaces and Barbecues K-Rock 3rd quarter scoreboard.
We get the ball in there quick, but in saying that the inside 50s, St Joseph's only had 7 in the first quarter, 7 in the second. They've had 7 already, so they're getting their hands on the ball a little bit more and getting it into their forward 50. But like we said, they've got to kick those goals when they get the opportunities to, and the game would have been within grasp. But it goes up the other end in the class of St Mary's, and they get it in there quick. Jack Blood stood up in the last 2 contests, gets it inside forward 50 really quick.
Hillier and Hovey to do the ruck work. Hovey winning the tap down for St Joseph's. Garner will pounce on it for the Saints. He's taken in the tackle, dropped it. Umpire said play on. De Grande trying to fight his way through. Handball on the bounce. Mullen being held without it will get the free kick. It'll come back for St Joseph's to Jack Mullen. Mullen sees Warren presenting short. Instead, Hovey's gone forward and taken the mark. Did well to then fire a handball wide. James Hickey runs to 51. Driving long kick to the pocket. Morrison, strong hands in front of Burke. Took a really good grab. Tight angle, what will he do? It's either a left foot snap, right foot banana, or find a pass. He's going to go with the left foot snap around the corner. Vocal crowd. Left foot snap has faded across the face and might be out on the full. It is across in the southeastern corner. Just didn't get the bend that he wanted. And unfortunately, missed opportunity there. The margin stays at 32 on the 3rd quarter Classic Fireplaces and Barbecue scoreboard. Geelong's Weber Store, 192 Torquay Road in Grovedale.
Orgarinos kicks it back into Churgwin for St Mary's. Just still only 30 metres out from St Joey's goal. Called to play on now. Oh, that's a high kick. Very high
style.
That is. Oh, going up to Grandy. Can't take the mark. Dowling against him. The 2 number 23s. Now falls to Garner. Getting into his work to Blood. They've been constants. Back to Garner. It's a training run for the 2 of them to Dowling. He gets around. Oh, he gets the handball just away. Henderson takes the ball from the free kick anyway. Now Warren went left with the handball, then came right. Mullen under pressure. Comes across 50. Harrison Smith wants to get back. Oh, dropped the ball. Selwood, great tackle. And then handball away so Copley can play the advantage. Right foot kick over the top to Bond. Runs back with a fly to the football. Takes the mark on centre wing.
Harrison Smith was always in trouble because he was on his right-hand side.
Yeah, he had to get back to his left.
He tried to wrong foot Scott Selwood and didn't manage to do it the way he wanted to. Short kick marked by Bartolo. I like the look of Bartolo, one of the, I think played a game with the Falcons going back a couple of years ago. Kick inside 50. Hovey's got back there on the juggle, couldn't complete the mark off the hands of the pack. Sprague, handball into the pocket, goes out of bounds for St Mary's at the Northern Or Cemetery end of Drew Oval. They lead by 32, have got St Joseph's at arm's length. Just 2 goals for St Mary's in this 3rd quarter, 1 to St Joey's, but it has pushed the margin from 27 points out to 32.
So a throw in. Hovey up against Sprague. Sprague gets it down. Johnston kick over the shoulder. Across the face of goal. Bounces in the field of play and then out. And so boundary umpire on the other side of the ground will have a bit of work to do in the right forward pocket now for St Mary's. As quarter players come across, Sprague and Hovey will do the ruck work again. Boundary throw in. Hovey, big double fister, gains 30 metres, only as far as Orgarinos. Left foot kick, off a step, top of the square. Johnston against Mitchell. Now Mitchell can't pick it up. Bond, he can't pick it up either for St Mary's. Oh, that's Owen. Does he get a push in the back? Yeah, over the shoulder. Free kick, St Joey's last line of defence. And Tanner Owen will take the free kick for St Joey's.
Bit going on off the footy, and it was involving Selwood and Aidan Grass. And Selwood just looks at Aidan Grass and say, well, what was that all about? And I think a free kick back where the ball is going to go to St Mary's, and they're going to get a cheap shot at goal. So, not sure that
Doug Bond.
that will make Ron Watt overly enthused.
Coach killer.
And Doug Bond playing game 88 this afternoon, closing in on 100 goals for St Mary's, has had some injuries over his journey. Chance to kick the 95th of his career and push this margin to a game-high 38 points, but he's hung it out to the left, and the margin will be 33 at the 19.5-minute mark of this third quarter. K-Rock scoreboard, thanks to Classic Fireplaces and Barbecue, 7-14-56, playing 3-5-23.
Jolo Dwyer kicks it in, looks for McLaughlin, plays on, takes the mark and goes towards centre wing with the kick over the back. Morrison pushed Loftus past the football. Will it sit for the big fella? He can get around Loftus. Handball over the top to McLaughlin and De Grande. De Grande's got it. Kicks it inside 50 over the head of Vicenton. Might be okay though. They come across St Mary's towards the back pocket, and Ling takes the mark. So Harrison Ling will just hold the ball up. But Travellini short in the goal square. Goes in that direction. He goes further afield. Crowds some space. Jared Garner, kick over the top. He's okay. Orgarinos at half back now for St Mary's.
Just outside defensive 50, goes short. Harry McMahon reached really high to mark and took a good grab in front of Ben Clark. Just back of the wing, McMahon with the footy. He will send a kick forward of the wing now for St Mary's. Looking for a mark over the top. Mitchell for St Joseph's couldn't complete it. Cleaned up by Dwyer, who sends a long ball towards half forward. Big fly. Burke on the juggle. Took a nice mark for St Mary's. He'll come laterally with the kick to Travellini. He'll have some space to work in. But Camrick will shut him down. Travellini quickly wants to get on with it. Sends a kick wide. It's well weighted, is it? Wanted to find Maishman. Had it knocked away. It was good play by Henderson. Now it's out of bounds for a boundary throw. And as Henderson trying to get a handball forward, it deflected out of play. And a true centre wing right where Jane Birch is for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre. Ball into play. Good crowd, Birchie, around Drew Oval this afternoon.
There is a very decent crowd supporting both teams, so it's a good atmosphere down here at Boundary Side.
Hovey got it down to McLaughlin, chopped off though by Copley. He gets a torpedo punt towards half forward. Humphrey, Bond, they can't take it. Free kick found. Oh, hang on, back here again. Connors, Antonak, they're all having interesting time with each other. And I think Antonak's going to take the free kick, is he?
Newhaw and Copley getting up close and personal.
Acquainted. So Antonak spears the ball to Mongelli on centre wing. Wide, right next to Jane. Goes now with the right foot kick. Inside 50, big pack there. Selwood from behind goes up, big thump down. And Churgwin's there, leaves it behind. Morrison on hands and knees, got it away. Ball, free kick. Oh! Kicking in danger.
No, below the knees.
Below the knees, yeah.
Gets grass.
Vicenton will take the free kick, gets it to Garner on the outside. Not much to kick to, so gives it by hand to Orgarinos. Still not much to kick to for St Mary's. He chips it around the corner, and this is just, let's finish this game now. Let's go home, boys.
Is that insufficient intent?
Insufficient intent. That's a free kick all day.
This is tough. Give me Geelong West and Newtown any day at the moment.
Wouldn't have said that.
Yeah. With
before the game.
I know.
Persistent, wasn't rain, just drizzle, mist, and the ball was handled much better. Newhaw, handball back, maybe the pressure a bit higher here. McLaughlin, a kick inside 50, looking for Oscar Morrison, brought it to ground, front of the pack. Hickey jams it on the boot, that was Al, but the skipper has missed to the left. It pitches just inside the field of play, and we'll get a boundary throw in left forward pocket. They've had chances, Joey, just been unable to take them to eat into this margin. It was 27 points at half time. It's actually now 33, so St Mary's have been able to extend in this third quarter. Boundary throwing clears the pack, and it's taken out the back by Hickey. There's a bit going on off the footy, and there's going to be a free kick.
Because he took it out of the ruck, Al Hickey.
and he wasn't involved in the contest. So Christensen, although, gee, what he's supposed to do, won't let it hit the ground.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Kick short, Christensen. Shergwin through the outstretched arms of James Hickey sends a high kick to the outer wing. Oh, the inside wing, I should say.
Morrison takes the mark. In fact, it's Ben Clark who gets it inside towards Camrick, puts a hand. In fact, it's Hickey, puts a hand up. He can't take the mark. Now Ling gives it to Chergwin by hand to Travellini. His handball to Vicington. Now with the outside of the right foot along the line. And the umpire saw something. I didn't see it. Might have been
Dick Grandy on
Vicington. Yeah. So free kick. He's going to St Mary's. Copley over the top. Gee whiz, he showed a bit of that too. But on centre wing, Maishman takes the mark. Wants to play on now. Ooh, takes off too as he does and goes long with the right foot kick inside 50. Sprague, Dowling. Dowling taps it to himself. Left foot kick around the corner. That's what Paddy Dowling does. Lammy's 7th goal of the day. Only needs 3 centimetres and gets the kick away for his second of the afternoon. And the 8th for St Mary's. They got 8-14-62 and they lead St Joey's 3-5-23. Classic Fireplace and Barbecues K-Rock third quarter scoreboard in the experts chair. Thanks to the Sporting Globe. Watch every Cats home and away game at the Sporting Globe Geelong. Here's Matt Kershaw.
You mentioned it. You know, they had some time in forward 50 there and they couldn't get the opportunity to score. But as a down the ground free kick again, just, you know, not needed. Gives them an easy exit out of their back half and then allows Maishman to run 20, 30 metres without any pressure into their forward line. And you don't use it 3 centimetres, Jace. I reckon he only needs 1 centimetre.
Back in the middle, and they go forward through Chalcraft. St Mary's looking to put this one to bed. If they haven't already, Johnston has marked coming up on the lead. But he's probably beyond his distance, although he's going back with some sense of attacking the goal face. He's now called to play on no.
The umpire's moved him over like half a step. He's 60 metres out.
Man on the mark is standing outside 50. Johnston with the helmet on. Very recognisable among the other 43 players. He gets a very, very good piece of it, but it won't have the carry. It's off hands and through for a minor score. Dion Johnston now with 2 goals, 2 this afternoon. And the margin is 40. That's a game-high lead for St Mary's. They're 8-15-63. St Joey's 3-5-23. 26 minutes nearly played on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Third quarter action.
Kick in. Harrison Smith short to O'Dwyer. Now along the line. McLaughlin goes up, second grabber, takes it, plays on at half back, goes long to half forward with the kick. Muir out the back, might sit for him, it doesn't. Travellini works past him, shows a turn of speed, kick around the corner, great kick. Selwood out the corner of his eye, settle down, says Scotty. Coaching the back line from playing.
Not moving freely, Scott Selwood. He was in that contest with Max McLaughlin before and just came up a little bit ginger.
Goes towards centre wing with the kick, high kick as well. Umpire, there was Mark, was grabbed by O'Dwyer, but I think it was touched by 74 hands beforehand, Joel. I don't think you're going to get that one. It's going to be a ball up centre wing on the outer side.
Sharp may be winning that tap down for St Joseph's. It's near the boundary line outer side. Blood keeps it alive for St Mary's. Kick around the corner, will dribble out of bounds, and we will get a boundary throw in just forward of the wing. To the northern end of the ground, St Mary's going in this third quarter for Classic Fireplaces and Barbecues. Geelong's Weberstall, 192 Torquay Road in Grovedale. 15% of Canara and Nectar wood fires and 15% off Weber Barbecues. Terms and conditions apply. From the boundary throwing, Christensen on the tap down, roving in the front. Garner, there's a whistle on play. Advantage is paid. Kick inside 50, Maishman. Sees an open goal square. Sprague is his target and he finds him. Well, that was all a little bit too easily from that stoppage, and the delivery from Maishman was pinpoint. It was a beautiful kick inside 50 from the number 10. That suits him more than the 55 he wore last year. A little bit more becoming of a player of Joe Maishman's stature. Best part of 100 VFL games for Werribee. And Sprague, a chance for his 4th of the afternoon. 20 out, directly in front, northern end.
Whoa,
he's made the goal umpire move, but he's kicked it. Gee, the goal umpire took off Usain Bolt style to his left, but has come back to the middle to signal 2 fingers, and that is a goal. 9-15-69 becomes It becomes 9:15.69. 3-5-23 on the third quarter. Classic Fireplaces and Barbecue scoreboard. And this is actually now turning to somewhat of a smacking.
It is, and time and space out of that stoppage is not what they can afford to give Joe Maishman. But again, just around the contest, they got an easy exit from that stoppage and an easy clearance. And, you know, clearances and turnovers is what's cost them a lot of goals today, St Joseph's.
Back to the middle for Christensen and Sharp. Both get a hand to it. Falls onto the Falcons. Christensen. Antonak wrapped up. The umpire says held in. Copley wasn't too happy. He thought he'd got him for holding the ball. So
it's an interesting hairstyle on Copley.
Yeah, no, it's no good.
That's no good.
No. Sharp gets it down. Mullen, he pushed off the football. Second effort was all right. Handball missed the Henderson target, or Garinos. Handball back, chopped off Henderson. Goes inside 50 with the kick. Across half forward, good Hickey. Now he goes inside 50 with the kick. Spears it. No mark taken off the back. Burke against Grass. Gets around. Oh, dangerous kicks. Shows a lot of it. But Ling, in fact, Blood, was able to take it and goes towards defensive 50. Maishman plays on quickly. Goes to the other side. Siren sounds, three-quarter time. All St Mary's here at Drew Oval. 9:15.69. They lead St Joey's 3-5-23.
And more accurate, 4 goals, 3 from St Mary's. Joey's only managing 1 goal, 2 despite spending some time inside forward 50. And this one is done. St Mary's are going to go back top of the GFNL ladder after 12 rounds. The 2-time reigning premier as they look for the Merv Hughes hat-trick of premierships in season 2023. Around the grounds for Leopold Sporties, and it is Hawthorn beating North Melbourne 12-16-88 to the Kangaroos 6-4-40. Geelong VFL in action this afternoon at GMHBA Stadium, and we're approaching three-quarter time, if not at three-quarter time there, and it is three-quarter time, and the Bombers lead by 7. 6-9-45, Geelong a 5-8-38. A break from Drew Oval thanks to the all-new Wicked Chicken Burger, available now at Apco Cafe 24/7. We've got you. Live, breathe. K-Rock Footy.
Yeah, I've got Ronnie here with me. Ronnie, obviously, this last quarter, it's really important that the boys just stick to the task and stay disciplined. Obviously, not let the margin really blow out and try and salvage something from this last quarter.
Yeah, we want to actually score and show people that we're an attacking, aggressive team and can play good football. And we haven't played all that well today. So let's hope that the last quarter we can actually get on the scoreboard and show how we do play.
Yep. Good luck, Ron. Thanks for spending time.
From what they're talking to us, he's so relaxed.
Very philosophical about the whole thing, isn't he? He's just,
Do you reckon 25 years ago coaching North Shore, if they were down by 46 points at three-quarter time, it would have been different, Ron Watt?
Well, do you remember a couple of games ago when we broadcast the St Joseph's game, he said that his coaching had changed a lot since
to adapt to the
ever-changing
society.
Correct, the generations. And
coaching baby boomers and Gen Xers as opposed to coaching millennials and Gen Zers, that's a completely different kettle of fish.
It's probably best I'm not coaching anymore either, Jason.
I reckon. The umpires think the same too. Bowen Foods selling the freshest fish direct to you. Donga Road, North Geelong, bringing you the final quarter. We are still recovering from yesterday and those freshly shucked oysters, the prawns.
I'm looking forward to going back to work not to eat. After the weekend, I tell you.
Final quarter underway. St Mary's by 46. Here's Jason Doe.
All right, here we go. Sam Christensen up with Dylan Sharp. And Christensen gets it down. Hickey gives the handball away. Ling, free kick. Umpire has found a free kick. And it's going to go to James Hickey. Plays on straight away. Antonak takes a bounce. Runs to 55. Right foot kick towards the goal square. Punched away by Churgwin. Runs across towards the pocket. Camerick was going to go with a kick and then does. And the kick misses Muhor. Got a bit of time, though, to pick it up. Wheel back around on the left. Back to Camerick. And he doesn't hit Camerick. Doesn't even hit the boundary line. McLaughlin comes in, drops the football on the tackle. Connors should get a free kick and does. And that was
yuck footy.
That was yuck. Yeah, that was poo. And it's going to be a free kick to St Mary's.
Connors, right back pocket. We think it's game 100 this afternoon. Our numbers say it is at first 18 level, but he wasn't sure when we screamed out to him earlier. Well, that was me. Travellini going very wide and finding Burke, who marks. Below the scoreboard that shines like a beacon on a dull afternoon in the northeast, or Doc's pocket as it's lovingly referred to by the St Joseph's crew. Kick to the wing, bounces away. Harry Smith will get a free kick for a hold against Chalcraft. Yeah, always a solid citizen, Harrison Smith. Sends a kick towards half forward, looking for De Grande, stretching but not marking. Burke was able to force a spillage. Front of the pack, Antonak got to his feet like a cat. Gave it to Mullen, who fired a handball back to De Grande. St Joseph's go forward with a kick inside 50, and Morrison coming up, judged at best off the boot, marks on the chest. Chance to go back and have a shot and eat into a 46-point deficit. They battled well on that outer wing to win the footy back, St Joseph's, but for all intents and purposes, it has been St Mary's afternoon. And just showing maybe a bit of a gulf in class between the two, and just to think who's missing, especially for St Mary's. Joey's are missing some key players, but St Mary's have got some real quality out. Morrison hangs it out to the right. That's where it stays, and it just sneaks in for a behind. Oscar Morrison with 1 goal 2 this afternoon. St Joseph's now with 3 goals 6. And the margin is 45 early in this final term. Port Phillip Ferries time clock on 2 minutes. Port Phillip Ferries. There's no better way to travel to the footy.
Travellini plays on from full-back. Takes a bounce and then measures the pass. Chalcraft takes the mark. He's just standing there. What's he going to do? He's going to go up the line towards Harry McMahon. That's a good mark in front of Hovey. Stretched up,
wasn't it?
Yeah, stretched up and took it at its highest point. Comes back to Churgwin. Wants to switch the play. Comes to the opposite back pocket. And just holding the ball up. Burke's got it. And he chips the ball towards Chalcraft again. Yeah, that's a weird-looking haircut Chalcraft's got. Don't worry about that. Him and Copley, what are those two doing? Down to the same barber.
Each other's hair.
Yeah, he probably goes to centre wing. Bartolo takes the mark. I reckon 75% of the play's been down the other end of the ground too today. Dwyer takes the mark at half-back for St Joey's, and he's going to turn it around and send it back to the other end.
Called to play on, under pressure from Johnston, sends a kick to half forward, stretching and taking a good mark to Grant. He got up high, then hit the ground with a handball. On the bounce, Mitchell ran in out of trouble. Selwood nearly got him, go back to De Grandy. A high, long ball to the goal square. Good defensive spoil. Burke sends it through for a rush behind, and the margin is 44. Final quarter, Barwon Foods K-Rock scoreboard, selling the freshest fish. Direct to you, Donga Road, North Geelong. St Joseph's 3-6-24. Actually, I think it might be 3-7-25. St Mary's 9-15-69.
Chirkwin plays on from fullback, goes towards Garner off the back. He might be able to pick it up himself as well. He does. Feigned a handball and then did get a top over towards Chalcraft. He tapped it on intelligently. They handball it back inboard. They're running now. Oh, a bit of candy. Chalcraft comes 65 out, goes towards Sprague. Push, Nacho says. Chaplin to take the free kick. No fear to Nacho. And he goes short with a kick to Antonak.
Antonak, 30 from his defensive goal. Will go into the right back pocket to Smith. Smith will cut back onto his left boot. They sets a kick up.
Good luck with
Sit
that.
under that. Good luck. Good strong hand shown by Chaplin, who gave a handball back to Smith. Smith gave a handball that did no favours for Clark, but he had time to run onto it and goes wide. Stretching, McLaughlin had it knocked from his grasp by Selwood. Selwood a handball back to Chirgwin. Chirgwin to Selwood. Selwood a handball for St Mary's to Travellini. He's got it at left half back. Wants to come towards his broadcast wing. Maishman had to sit and wait. Took it on the chest before being closed down by De Grandy. Bond provides a lead. He'll have to sit and wait for it. O'Dwyer tried to get a fist on it. Bond kept his feet. Head over at Chalcraft. Might have got a free kick. Umpire said play on. Warren with the John Oates moustache. Kick towards the wing. Poor. Held up in the breeze. Loftus judged it best. Took the mark.
Plays on the Greyhound, right foot kick towards Harry McMahon coming out, but Chaplin's going to read it the better and take the mark for St Joey's. And non-existent centre-half forwards for both teams today. There's been lots of half-back to half-back.
Might be time to throw Cal Mitchell down forward, at least try and take a clunk and mark or something.
Humphrey goes out wide. It's a good kick. Harry Smith's taken it at half-back, plays on. Kicks down the line towards half forward. Selwood. McLaughlin did well. Couldn't take the mark though, and Travellini bears down. There's 2-on-1. McLaughlin just wants to save to the boundary line, or Mullen. Mullen gets there first. Handball back inboard. James Hickey is thinking about the handball back. He elects to go with the kick instead. Goes towards Morrison. Chirgwin got a foot to it. Now over the top of it to Grandy. Chirgwin against him on the boundary line. Holding the ball, said the umpire. Free kick. St Mary's in the back pocket. Darcy Chirgwin will take it once he gets up.
At the minute De Grandy decided to dive on the ball, he was in all sorts of trouble.
Matt Kershaw in the experts chair for the Sporting Globe. Watch every Cats home and away game at the Sporting Globe. Geelong. Chirgwin into the right back pocket with a well-weighted kick. Mark taken. Maishman, a handball. Blood gives it back by hand. Will attack from half back to the wing. Wanting Bond in a one-on-one. Good spoil. Humphrey send it to the boundary line and out for a boundary throw-in. True centre wing, St Mary's by 44 on the final quarter. Barwon Food scoreboard. They sell the freshest fish direct to you. Check out the freshly shucked oysters. Donga Road in North Geelong. Went in there during the week just to have a little bit of a look around. They have got everything, Jace. You cannot go wrong with fresh fish from Barwon Foods. Ball back into play. Sharp front position on the tap down. Smith had it knocked away as he tried to take it for St Joey's. Fisted forward for St Mary's, but into the path of Camerick, who gave a handball to Humphrey. Humphrey's kick smothered by the encroaching Orgarinos, but it fell back to Humphrey, gave it to Antonak. Outside of the right boot, a kick. Wanting to Grandy. Front position had it spoiled away towards the boundary line at the wing. And right in front of Jane Birch, who might get her first Kerr's highest stat of the afternoon. Although Birchie's got the rug over the knees and is going nowhere.
No, I was tempted, but they're going in pretty hard.
You're actually in the interchange box.
I'm in the interchange stewards box, yes.
Good work. Well done. Boundary rider. Good work.
He's taken over everything, isn't he?
Tossing the coin. Should be coaching the team next week.
Yes, get in the coach's box.
We've got a boundary throw in. Camerick will try and burst away. Jammed it on the boot towards a one. Oh, good out. Nearly taken by Connors, who then bangs it on the boot to centre half forward. But it'll come back as it's been taken by O'Dwyer just inside defensive 50 for St Joseph's.
So O'Dwyer goes into the middle. Good measured kick. Antonak takes it back into the centre square. Plays on now. Oh, geez, needs to get around a couple. Runs a long way. does take a bounce, then gets it to Smith. In fact, it was Clark who got it away. Henderson to McLaughlin. 50 out towards goal. Good kick, Max McLaughlin. He's kicked the goal. Great finish from the youngster, and he kicks his second of the afternoon, becomes a multiple goal scorer for St Joey's. They go to 4-7-31. They trail St Mary's at 9-15-69. Bowen Foods K-Rock. Final quarter scoreboard.
Might be a little bit of, St Mary's putting the queue in the rack a little bit too, but it's 6-2 inside forward 50s to St Joseph's at the moment, so they're enjoying a little bit of ball in hand, which they haven't had the luxury of all day. And as we mentioned, when they get inside forward 50, they are getting a bit of a look at it, but obviously the margin now is just too big to peg back.
Big 3 weeks for St Mary's coming. Geelong West at home, followed by Leopold at Leopold and Colac at home. Kick inside 50 for St Mary's. Humphrey judged it best off the boot for St Joseph's and took the mark. Dinks a little kick, wanting Antonak, who had to be strong, and he was in a one-on-one against Chalcraft. A couple of Geelong VFL listed players going head-to-head there, and Antonak winning that battle. He sends it very wide, and too much on it for Henderson, the kick. Henderson went with it with one hand, just couldn't get near it. And a nice little embrace between Henderson and Copley as Henderson comes to the interchange gates in front of Jane Birch down boundary side for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre. Boundary throw in, true centre wing. 9.5 minutes played. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock getting dark here on this very middle day of winter. Tapped down by Christensen. Roving Copley gave a handball to Garner, who gave a handball to Chalcraft. Lost it in the tackle. Head over it. James Hickey. Owen, a handball back to Muir, who sends a kick towards half forward. De Grande, best position, front row, and took the mark on the juggle. Quickly wants to go with that awkward kicking style for Mongelli. Haven't caught a lot of him, the youngster, this afternoon. He gives a handball off to Owen.
Owen now goes to the lead of Morrison. Goes in that direction. Pretty good pick-up. Churgwin, though, was in his back pocket. He got the kick away. Back towards Camrick. Handball underneath. Didn't hit Chaplin. Travellini has a good game this afternoon, Jesse. Takes a bounce. Goes to the outside of the right boot. Back towards Clark, who comes at it for St Joey's. Maishman and he hold each other. Maishman somehow gets a kick away. Only as far as Mongelli. Off a step. Back inside 50 with a kick. De Grande in front. Mark Hamlin-Hanger. Good work, Paddy De Grande against Burke. Took the mark and will shoot the goal from 45 out, slight angle.
Yeah, get to kick a goal yet, is he, Jace? Is that correct?
No, has not.
No, he
Two
hasn't.
behinds. So the big forward, as Kirsch said earlier in the day, really need to have an impact today for St Joey's to have any opportunity to win. And hasn't kicked a goal yet this afternoon. We have played 11 minutes in this final term. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. So Paddy De Grande, northern end of the ground. 45 out, comes in on the runway. Chance to make the margin 32, and the goal umpire is across the face of goal and through for one behind. So 3 behinds for Paddy De Grande this afternoon. 4-8-32 now, Joey's St Mary's 9-15-69. Bowen Foods K-Rock, final quarter scoreboard.
Travellini into the left back pocket, goes short with a kick to Churgwin. Churgwin sends it very, very wide, going out for Maishman. Under pressure from Antonak, couldn't mark. Antonak did well, knocked it into the path of Mongelli, who gave a handball to Warren. Warren's handball on the bounce, back towards Mongelli, didn't hit its intended target. Copley there to put pressure on for St Mary's. Kick around the corner was intended for a marking target in Visinton, but it was knocked out of bounds by Mullen, and we'll get a boundary throw-in at right half forward under the light tower in the northeastern corner that could be turned on, I reckon. Not that they'll have massive impact, but it is very gloomy on a Sunday afternoon here at Drew Oval. That scoreboard is very bright up in Doc's pocket.
Ball now from the ruck contest. Mullen gets it back inside 50. McLaughlin, who's been one of St Joey's best this afternoon. And getting up Visinton off the deck with Warren. So ball up, 50 out from St Joey's goal. Hovey to Warren, back to Owen. His kick was partly smothered. James Hickey can't pick it up. Christensen does to Travellini. Orgarino's had to sit and wait. He gives it back to Travellini by hand. Tracks around the boundary line. Tries to measure the pass towards Johnston from behind. Tapped it in front. Travellini, handball, missed the target. Cal Mitchell's handball for St Joseph's to Hovey. He goes off a step. Back inside 50. 2-on-2. De Grande goes up and takes the mark again.
That's a cracking.
That is a great grab. He had two around him, and Burke right in his back pocket, and Paddy de Grande has taken the mark and will shoot for goal from around 48 metres out, right in front of the scoreboard here at the northern end of Drew Oval.
He's averaging 7 marks a game, and he's hit that margin already, Jace, so he's worked his way into the game well. Just needs to hit the scoreboard.
He does. 3 behinds. Comes in now. And across the face of goal again. Morrison, has he taken the mark in the field of play? Yes, he has. And right next to the left goal post he comes in. No, the umpire said call time off. So he's going to have to kick the goal. He's going to have to come back and run along the line. Scotty Selwood's asking what's going on. Where am I allowed to stand? He's standing very close to Oscar Morrison, as is Doug Bond. So they're asked to come back. Morrison standing right next to the behind post. One step, turn around, kick, and goal umpire took a long time to look at it and say it was a goal. It was been through for about an hour and a half. So Morrison puts his second on the board, and the fifth for St Joey's 5-8-38. They trail St Mary's 9-15-69. Bowen Foods K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
You're right, Jace. The goal umpire laid back like he was looking at something in the sky.
Jeff Hayward in the club.
And his eyes
it was the Prince of Seagulls.
His eyes fixated on something.
Wasn't he?
But again, St Joseph's, they've really defended the half ground well. They're playing the game in a half at the moment, the half of the ground. I think what's that? That's 9 inside forward 50s to 2 at this stage in this quarter. So, you know, Ron wanted a lift from him and to hit the scoreboard. That's what they're doing.
Hovey from the middle sends it long inside 50. Good spoil. Burke away from de Grande, hitting at a pace. Henderson nearly dacked. Handball on the bounce. James Hickey just couldn't get it to sit for him. It will now fall for him. Handball on the up. Grasser handball. De Grande under pressure, just flicked a handball. No, a throw, said the umpire. And the free kick will go to St Mary's and come back to Sam Burke. Just St Joey's day right there in a nutshell with that bounce. James Hickey, that would just normally sit up, you would have thought. Well, not with the vagaries of the bounce of the Sharon. The kick from Blood, almost marked, diving there by Muhor. It's going to come back. James Hickey for St Joey's. See something he likes inside forward 50. Grass attacked it, brought to ground. Well played by Harry Ling. Been solid this afternoon. Handball on the bounce. Here they are. Blood outside of the right boot. Kicks towards left half back. Maishman working in plenty of space on the outer side.
Goes now. Right foot kick over the top. Might be okay. It is. Johnston takes it in front of Mitchell. Comes back in board. Copley. Handball back. Through the middle, Maishman under pressure. Ling over the top. Terrible handball. At centre half forward now. St Joey's work hard. Hovey deep. And now off a step. Kick Maishman. Inside 50. Oh, wow. Bullet Bond. Can he pick it up? He can get around. He's got somebody in the goal screen. Better kick the goal because Harry McMahon was right there. And very lucky for Dougie that he's kicked it his first this afternoon. And a quick goal from movement at half back from St Mary's. They're 10th on the board, 10-15-75. They lead St Joey's 5-8-38. Bowen Foods K-Rock final quarter scoreboard. Bowen Foods selling their freshest fish direct to you. Donga Road, North Geelong.
Well, it was a low, hard bullet that came in. It was doing a bit in the air as well. It was like the old school floater coming in at Joel O'Dwyer then, and he just dropped the chest mark and obviously caused the spillage to St Mary's to have a shot on goal. So it's just a bit of an error.
Back in the middle. Loftus doing the ruck work, climbed high on Hovey, won the tap down, but he went it straight down to Tanner Owen, who was wrapped up in a tackle. Blood doing some hard work for St Mary's. And we'll get a ball up. Loftus and Hovey again. Hovey the tap down. Blood the roving. He's wrapped up by Owen and dragged to ground and going nowhere. And we'll get a tertiary stoppage in the middle of Drew Oval. Up it goes again. Big fist forward Loftus. Falls now for Maishman, cuts back through traffic, had it knocked out in the tackle, tried to get it back to Blood, so Maishman went to help him out. He picked it up and walked into a two-man tackle, going nowhere. And once again, a stoppage. Jace, please try and clear the area for us.
All right, ball up. Ball spills from the contest. Camrick got one high from Blood, and the umpire is going to bring it back, is he? I think he is. Or is he paying it down the ground?
Surely that comes back, doesn't it?
Surely it does. Yeah, well, there's 43 umpires around it. One's got charge. Josh Ovey says, what's happening? And he goes, well, the ball's coming back to Ben Camrick. So
VFL around the grounds, 57 Essendon, Geelong 48, 21 minutes played in the last.
So Camerick drives it long. Big pack Churgwin punched away from his own teammate in the end, falls into the arms of Bartolo. His handball over the top. Orgarinos, it finishes with him. Right full kick over the shoulder. Mullen keeps his eye on it. Copley against him. Bartolo thumps it on. Only as far though as Chaplin kick from kick towards Orgarinos, and a double fister over the boundary line in front of the scoreboard. We're going to have a boundary throw in about 40 around from the St Joey's goal.
Just got a little bit chillier too for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre. Birchie, you're well protected, but just the temperatures seem to have dropped a couple of degrees in the last couple of minutes.
It certainly has. The blanket's not working anymore. We've dropped down a few more degrees, so my feet are frozen. But anyway, not long to go in this one, Kingy.
No, we're feeling at 19 minutes on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock.
Feels like 10.3.
Yeah, and it does. I reckon Steve Ganacci is follically challenged Bonts would be feeling all of it. From the ruck contest, ball at ground level, trying to spin out of trouble to Grandy. We've got a little handball away. Connors fighting hard for some area, just fires a handball forward about 7 metres. There's numbers around the footy. Camerick, handball on the up. McLaughlin just arched the back, a handball back to Antonak. He got it back to McLaughlin, the 1 and the 2 combined. Mullen now involved. Quick snap around the corner. Warren went to go with a handball on the bounce. Antonak, James Hickey, quick kick inside 50 for St Joseph's. Bouncing ball, attacked really well by Churgwin, and he'll clear to the outer wing.
Goes again towards the out to side centre wing position. Nobody can keep that in. Copley across there. And also Mullen, boundary umpire. He's had plenty of work to do on the outer side, centre wing.
Cats within 3 now of Essendon at GMHBA Stadium. 23.5 minutes played.
And Sharp and Christensen. Sharp gets it down. Kick out of the pack by McLaughlin. Doesn't go very far. Hickey James goes back now through the middle. St Mary's. Blood. Torpedo punt off the side of the boot. Cal Mitchell reads it the better. Handball back inboard towards James Hickey. He gives it away to Henderson. He's on the outboard to Mongelli. Got a bit of time to sit and wait. Get the handball back inboard. Smith over the top, who followed up. St Joey's working now through Mongelli at half forward again. Long kick, top of the square. Churgwin goes up. Oh, can't get a second attempt to it. Morrison pushed off the football through the middle. Good tackle. Ling. Antonak not going anywhere. The umpire will come in and ball it up.
South Barwon for St Joey's next week here at Drew Oval, followed by North Shore at Windsor Park, Leopold at home, and Bell Park also at home. So 3 of the next 4 here. Still there for St Joseph's if they want to be part of September action. They are in the box seat to play finals, but they still need to bank some wins. They can do that in the next month. Big game against South Barwon next week. St Mary's will clear. Travellini received a handball from Blood. He'll kick towards half forward, wanting Sprague, but it's a 2-on-1. Tracking the ball. Mitchell actually will go out of bounds. He got good purchase on the kick. Calls for insufficient intent. They're not going to be answered by the umpire, and it's out of bounds for a boundary throw-in at left half forward for St Mary's.
Just don't see them paid at this level.
No, well, that too, like, that's... Was that
that one's okay.
Yeah.
The Churgwin's one before that was definitely insufficient.
Tap down Christensen in the ruck contest, roving at the front, done by Ling, trying to get a handball on the bounce. Going to end up in the hands of Copley, who's got Johnston standing all alone inside 50. And despite the late closure of Clark and Mitchell, Dion Johnston has marked and will go back and have a shot on his 3rd. Played every game this year, Dion Johnston, after coming up from North Warrnambool in the Hampton League. Former Melbourne listed player, was chased hard by a number of clubs locally. It landed at St Mary's. Found the offer to play with the reigning premier just a little bit too hard to resist. Directly in front, just right of centre. Will kick from 35 metres out and has threaded it. So 3 for Johnston. And the margin pushes out again to beyond 40. It's 43 points, 11-15-83 St Mary's. St Joseph's 5-8-38 in this final quarter of K-Rock football. Thanks to Barwon Foods, selling the freshest fish direct to you. Donga Road, North Geelong.
Just shows that they are missing someone in their forward 50 like Hunter Lewis, who can be that one to kick goals off, when the ball hits the ground. They've had 13 inside 50s, St Joseph's to 4, and they've both scored 2 goals apiece. So a lot of entries for not much reward.
Antonak in the middle got the ball from the ruck contest, gave it to McLaughlin, who went to Warren. He kicks it back, short kick, missed the target again. Bond thought about tapping it on, then picks it up. He thought about handballing it, then he did. Off to step Garner, through the middle, missed the target. Humphrey, handball to McLaughlin. He goes with a kick outside. Selwood, over the shoulder, said the umpire. And Owen will take the free kick at right half forward for St Joey's.
She has got cold.
Yeah, it's no good here. It's no good.
Owen short to Humphrey, who marks. Just inside the centre square, outer wing, and he's turned it over straight into the waiting arms of Chalcraft. He pinpointed him. Chalcraft laterally to Harry McMahon in the right back pocket. He'll go to centre half back. Orgarinos unmarked has taken the mark. Gives a handball off. Harry McMahon providing some run and jamming it on the boot towards the outer wing. Sprague's got off the chain, taken the mark. Bond presents into the pocket, ignores that. Dowling on the lead, and Sprague with the beautiful presentation of the footy. Dowling pointing, saying Ben Clark needs to be further back for me to have a shot at goal as he looks for his third this afternoon.
And he went back, yeah.
How far does he want him to go, Paddy?
Yeah.
4 points the margin in the VFL, 28 minutes played. Geelong 54, trailer Essendon at 58. Cats have kicked 7-12, the Bombers 8-10. Dowling looking for his third this afternoon, 28th on the season. He'll be within 5 of Sam Dobson for the lead in the goal kicking. Sends it on its way, won't have the carry, will it? No, it won't. On the goal line, Johnston front and square. Well, Sharp kept it alive with O'Dwyer, put it back into play. Now a bit of push and shove. Bun's gone to ground. Antonak put him on his Tijuana, and now it's on. Dwyer, Johnston, Antonak getting involved. Loftus, who's well and truly out of his weight division as the flyweight, getting in a push and shove. There's a bit going on. Johnston and Antonak have taken a serious dislike to each other, and Johnston's now got 4.
Jared Garner's told Louis Antonak all about it too.
Game high 49-point margin on the Bowen Foods K-Rock scoreboard. Donga Road, North Geelong, they're selling the freshest fish direct to you, 12.15.87. St Joey's 5.8.38.
So back to the middle. Boys, on a Sunday afternoon. Sharp goes up. Newell can't take it through the middle. Oh, yes, he can. He breaks free on the left foot. Shocking kick. Runs across the 50. Needs Henderson to pick it up and does. Makes it look better than it is. Left foot kick towards the top of the square. Front and centre to Grandy against Morrison. That's where Hunter Lewis normally is. That's the miss, isn't it?
Yep. They don't have that small forward there to be there. The fall of the ball, the drop.
Boundary throw in left forward pocket for St Joey's, northern end of the ground.
Maxie McLaughlin's been good, but he's a half forward. He's been getting up the ground. He gets a lot of his touches there. That's, you got to try and get there as well. Yep.
Boundary throw in. Morrison doing the ruck work. Front position 1, the tap down. Muhor, the roving. He is taken by Churgwin in a tackle along with Ling, and just as the ball was knocked out, the umpire blew the whistle and said, give it to me, I'll toss it into the air. Christensen won the tap down to Ling. He's taken in a tackle and brought to ground, going nowhere, but 20 metres out from the St Joseph's goal, northern end of the ground. Final quarter, thanks to Bowen Foods, 49-point St Mary's lead. They'll go back top of the ladder after being displaced for 24 hours by Colac. Ball knocked to DeGrandy, close quarters. Henderson, not much of an angle to work with. He put it across the face with a dribbling kick. And in the right forward pocket, we'll get a boundary throw in. In the death throes of this one, 26 3/4 minutes played on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Port Phillip Ferries, there's no better way to travel to the footy. Keep an eye out for their timetables for Friday, August 11 for the Cats and Collingwood, and Saturday, August 19 for the Cats and the Saints at Marvel.
From the ruck contest, Camrick ran out of room in the end. Went with the kick across the face of goal.
Geelong's top 10 hopes take a wildcard hopes take a hit. 19-64 Essendon defeat Geelong 7-12-54 for Leopold Sporties.
So throw in right forward pocket St Joey's. 27 played. Port Phillip Ferries time clock final term. Mercy rule shortly from the contest. Ling pushed off the football. Umpire to eye. Oh, St Joey's take the free kick. Dana came in late. And the free kick's going to go to Hickey. About 45 metres out from goal, Al Hickey. In fact, James Hickey has got it. Actually, they haven't called Al much.
No, they moved him forward in
Yeah.
that third term to try and give that small forward pressure.
Yeah. So James Hickey kicks for goal. Oh, off Paddy de Grandy's hands and through for one behind. So St Joey's go to 5-9-39 and trail St Mary's 12-15-87. Barwon Foods K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
Long kick in, marked from Travellini by Connors. Connors to Bond running back with the flight of the ball. Took a good mark despite Owen being in his face. Harry McMahon presents short. Bond decides to come inboard. Johnston, who's got 4 this afternoon, long way from home, so he won't be kicking 5. He's about 75 metres out, so he just sets it up, looking for a mark. Loftus on the second bite takes a good mark with O'Dwyer bearing down on him. And the young greyhound from Torquay can have a shot at goal on his first of the afternoon. He's right in front of our best seats in the house for APCO Cafe 24/7 and the all-new Wicked Chicken Burger. You can give him some advice, Kirsch. What should Kane Loftus be doing here with his shot at goal?
Kane.
Just outside of the right goal post, okay? That's what you need to do.
Correct.
Man on the mark.
Right
Mitchell
goal post.
stands 35 from goal. He'll
Outside
kick
the
from
right.
40. Sends it on its way on the siren and it's just missed to the right and through for a minor score, and that is the final play of the afternoon. The margin will be 49. St Mary's 12-16-88. St Joseph's 5-9-39. Final quarter thanks to Barwon Foods, selling the freshest fish direct to you. Donga Road, North Geelong, and they are back on top. Displaced for 24 hours by Colac, they have returned to numero uno after 2/3 of the season in their chase of a unique hat-trick of premierships. St Joseph's 5-9-39, no match in the end for St Mary's 12-16-88. Fifth quarter underway.